What's good? It is your girl Wing. We are doing the just winging it. My brother.
Real name Ray. You know, you see it. Follow me on IG. Real name _Ray. We're fresh off of the Drake Till Death Do Us Part card, Wing.
And I thought you was gonna say real name Brandon. I don't know why. I was like,
but shout out the real name Brandon.
Go shout out to Cali. What's sorry?
Yeah. Y'all, Cali showed improved. Cali showed improved. Cali definitely showed improved, man. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, Danny's not on the show yet. She'll be pulling up soon, more than likely. You are here with Winged and real name Ray.
Yep.
Let's get into it. Hopefully the family will show up pretty soon and we can, do what we do. But, if not, it'll just be us today.
Wait, first, before we start the recap, I have to ask you a question. Scale of 1 to 10. We gonna do that first. We usually do it last, but I'm about to put you on the spot. Scale of 1 to 10. What do you give the event as a whole?
Well, I thought normally we do that at the end, but scale of 1 to 10, I definitely give this event. URL is going to always be on real nigga time. The events are going to always be long as the Sunday church service Mother Day board benediction. So, you know what I mean? I can't hold that against them. Y'all niggas better hydrate. You had somebody falling out. You probably had more other folks falling out. Right. But overall, especially when we just came off Summer Madness, that was when it comes to crowd. I feel like they leveled the fuck up with the personalities. This felt like an old smack Summer Madness gnome feel. It with the celebrities there. This shit was dope. It was dope. So I'll give it. There were some mic issues, but I mean, for the most part, I'll give it an 8.
You give it okay. I gave the event overall a 7. It was one thing. It was like, I don't know. It felt like something was missing, and maybe it's because we were supposed to be getting Easy and Mook, but we didn't get it, and then we were supposed to be getting DNA and Easy, but we didn't get it. So maybe that's the one thing I felt like it was missing. It felt like something was missing on this card. But overall, I loved the performance of everybody. Everybody came and showed up. So let's go ahead and get into the recap. First battle of the night, Pat Stay versus Real Sick. How you calling it?
I have Real Sick 2-1.
Okay. You don't want to go no further? Oh.
Okay, so for me, Pat Stay did what he always does. I told y'all he was gonna do what I felt like Pat Stay, I felt like he more so tried to show him up on Real 6 level. He came with jokes. I liked his jokes. I liked, Pat Stay is always very edgy, but at the same time, for me, I feel like in order for him to get the crowd on his side, that's not the for me anymore. You know, he always has the story of his life or the story of, and the cancer part. So when you say Real Sick, that was dope. It was cool. Applies to you. But at the same time, I just felt like he tried to go in and out of freestyling back into the transition for me wasn't as clean as I felt like it should have been. Real Sick showed more personality. This is a dude that continuously grows and grows and grows. So I feel like he rose to the occasion, and I feel like some of the jokes that he kind of, I feel like Real Sick combated those real well.
Mm-hmm.
Still be leveling up. This is Pat Stay. You understand? Yeah. So I definitely gave him a strong 2-1. Giving Pat, I'll give Pat the first. I'll give Pat the first. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'll edge Pat the first. But I feel like second and third, I really feel like that was Real Sick. But that's just me.
So I didn't catch the battle live, but I did catch it on the replay. I gave the battle to Pat Stay. I edged Pat Stay 2-1. I gave, like, first of all, this Pat Stay was way better than the K-Shine Pat Stay. I want to get that out there first. Absolutely. To me, it was certain things he were doing that was just, that you would think that wouldn't land, especially in that Cali crowd, that was actually landing pretty well. I liked everything Real Sick did. Real Sick is a great MC. Like, to me, you got Pat Stay on your resume. Like, and even regardless of how you feel about Pat Stay as a battle rapper or as a whole, Pat Stay is a name. Pat Stay is one of those ones that you be like, yo, I got that person on my resume. So again, to me, I thought the battle was really a really cool opener. Me personally, I probably would have opened with Twerk and Rock to really like set the standard, but Twerk and Rock still woke everybody back up in the end. So to me, I thought the battle was really, really good, man. Shout out to both Real Sick and Pat Stay. But my question to you is, okay, so you said you have Sick winning. Does this move Sick, like, I don't know what your rankings are for Champion of the Year. Do this move Sick up or keep him in the same spot to you?
Oh, it definitely moves him up. It definitely moves. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The way around, it was shaky. Yeah.
Pat was definitely a little shaky in there.
But this is Pat. He does this. I don't know why this is happening with him like that. But yeah, he's been doing that a lot lately. He has not been his grand gesture person that he's always been with a strong end. He stopped that a long time ago. But yeah, this is somebody, like I said, this is somebody who is still very hungry. And your star status, I'm just sorry. I feel like Sick really just kind of bested you. He was cleaner. What it do? Blade Brown, William B, HB, Ms. Who else in the chat? Roger. What it do, y'all? All right. What's the next battle we going with?
The next battle was Jazz the Rapper versus Gaddis.
Why do you need to go there so soon?
It was the next battle. It was the next battle.
I'm not happy about this. Here's the thing. If y'all go back and check the game tapes, y'all will see that I did have Gaddis winning, but I also feel like you can't let Jazz sit, because Jazz is definitely a true MC that studies. She's very tactical. She's very strategic. And I feel like Gaddis definitely should had thought about that. I feel like Jazz had the advantage because she went first and got everything out of the way. However, I'm sorry, C3 is hitting me up too. However, I feel like the crowd, Jazz had the popularity vote, and that really does matter when you're going into battles. It really does matter. Especially going into battles with girls that have that type of popularity. It can hurt you. I feel like Gaddis was just as I feel like she was just as entertaining in her first and second round as she was in her third, where it seems like that's where she got the most applause.
Mm-hmm.
But Jazz was fucking flawless. I can't take anything away from her. Jazz was absolutely flawless. She came in, she was met.
Okay, so
I know I don't want to talk about it neither, but we're here.
So like you
Gaddis,
said it, and you
slide Gaddis bars. That's what I'm saying. Her bars were better. Her bars were actually better than me. But she's a rapper, and we know that bars don't always win. We can't sit here and say that bars always win. What it do, Capo? You want to pull up?
Let me say this. Because you started off your round with if we go back to the game tapes. So if we go back to the game tapes, I also picked Gaddis. I said it was a head and heart thing. I said it was a head and heart thing for me. You know, my heart wanted to say Jazz, but my head was saying Gaddis, so I went with my head or whatever, and I had picked Gaddis. But I'm gonna say this about Jazz. First of all, Jazz is a student of the game. Jazz is a student of the game. I do want to address the one thing. Diablo had accused Jazz of stealing one of her bars or whatever. If you haven't seen it, it's on OFTMZ. They put the whole thing up there, including the video and all of that. But they was like, yo, she stole the bar. Scarfo was like, yo, she stole the bar from me. So if y'all haven't seen that video, go over to their channel. Shout out to them. They're doing real great numbers and all that other good stuff for keeping everybody informed with the ladies and what's going on the woman's side of battle rap. Now, with that being said, I told everybody, I said, yo, I'm gonna come back in here and I'm gonna have a nickname for Jazz the Rapper.
Right.
The only person that I've ever seen that can sit for so long, come back, and look like they have no ring rust is and he's a future Hall of Famer or whatever. He is considered a GOAT in most people's eyes. But if you follow MMA real good, John Jones, minus the outside of the cage antics and situations John Jones go through, John Jones is probably the only fighter that I've ever seen that can sit for a long period of time, get back in the cage, and don't show not a speck of ring dust. And Jazz the Rapper does the same thing. It's like whenever you think about people that sit for so long, the first thing you think about is ring rust. And that was the thing that was running through my head with Jazz the Rapper. Like, okay, is she going to have any kind of ring rust? She got in there and she performed like she was just battling that Summer Madness a couple of months ago.
Right.
Period. Yeah. You know, so Sick, we not about to do this. I'm saying the preparation of how both of them are. And you know this is true. See, that's the problem with Sick. Sick hears something and it's like he hears only half of it and the rest just goes out the window. And he'd be like,
get your ass up.
Anyway, Jazz the Rapper, because I haven't seen no other MMA fighter that could sit for so long, come back, and look like that they're not rusty. John Jones have proven that over and over again. Jazz have proven that over and over again. So this is what I'm noticing from my eye test. Jazz put on a hell of a show. She was
Capo, I sent it to your. Why are we like this right now?
I didn't call Jazz a steroid champ. See, once again, Sick, you're not listening. But anyway, I'm talking about the pure skill of just getting back, sitting for so long and getting back out there and looking comfortable enough that nothing is shaking you. Jazz was able to do that. So, man, big shout out to her. We might as well go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. She does have body of the night.
Danny, well, I call him Jonathan. She did cover a wide array of things, but I feel like this battle resembles her and E Hart. I feel like that really was more so. There are certain things, back then that, she attacks the obvious. But again, preparation, both of them were prepared. But I'll say this about Gaddis. I feel like when Gaddis realized that the fans were on Jazz's side, I feel like she was not as aggressive as she normally is.
Mm-hmm.
That I really feel like she was not as aggressive as she would normally be any other time at all.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
This is the one thing I don't want many people to do. I really don't want people to all of a sudden. Because I hate when fans do this. No, not fans. I hate when stands do this. I hate when the stands do this. Is the minute somebody lose, all of a sudden they go back to their previous battles and be like, oh no, well, she also lost to such and such, or she also lost to that person. No, motherfuckers gotta still smoke official boots. Even though she lost to Jazz, we not about to go back and say, well, if you really listen to it, official was really no. We not about to do that. But Capo, what's up?
Yo, good afternoon, people. Good afternoon.
What's going on?
Man, I got a headache and shit. Last night was a long night, and yeah, that shit was too long. I started taking notes. I started taking notes and shit by Rex or Nitty. I just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna sit here and listen to this shit because I'm tired.
You felt like you was in a 10-hour class.
Right. The fuck.
Okay, so let's begin in real quick. How did you with like you said, the event was kind of long. What was your ranking of the event?
For the hype around this event, I probably give it maybe a 6.57. There's a lot of elites on this stage that didn't perform like elites.
Right.
And that's not good trying to push the culture forward. And these are supposed to be our best MCs that we have in battle rap. And a lot of them just didn't perform like they're supposed to. You know what I mean? Lux, Rex, Nitty was off. That wasn't I didn't like that Nitty. He did okay, but what I seen him and Geechee do, that's what I want to see at all times. But they don't do that.
Wing, I said that on the phone last night.
With that wholeheartedly.
Right. So I'll give it a 6.57. It just drug out. The crowd was irritating for me. Some things they missed, some things they didn't. Once they found favoritism towards one person, the next person don't get no love, and that's not battle rap for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
You sway the perception of people that's watching on TV what's going on in the building, because people are all in the building, it was lit, or the building that they had this person. Yes, that's because they biased as fuck. They only wanted to see Jazz. You know what I mean? Those type of things. So, I mean, we'll never have an unbiased crowd ever. So,
yeah.
Right. Okay, so with that being said, how did you rate, or what was your overall thoughts on Real Sick and Cat Stay?
Real Sick wasn't the sick that has been. So all my predictions before this battle, I always have Sick losing against the people he's going against. And for some goddamn reason, this motherfucker always wins. And it'll be clear. right? And so I'm like, okay, well, he's going against Pastay, and what I've seen of Sick, I'm sure he can diffuse some things. But
Right.
that's not what I seen. I seen Pastay bring up an angle about Real Sick sounding like him. And the
Mm-hmm.
whole battle, that's all I heard
Mm.
is a Pastay clone. I need my
Really?
copyrights back. I did. I did.
Really?
I did. And
Okay.
I didn't never thought that. I was like, yeah, whatever, Pastay. That's a good angle, but whatever. You know what I mean? And when Sick would rap, that's I was hearing the influence from Pat Stay. Like I heard it, and that was weird to me. It threw me all the way off because I was like, I never thought Pat Stay thought that about Sick, and I never thought Sick sounded like Pat Stay because he don't have that swag of a Pat Stay. He don't have those joking bars like Pat Stay. You know what I mean? And that's all I heard.
But see, I feel like Pat Stay was trying to do more of what Real Sick does. Now I will say he does change the flow, but he does it more in a finessing way. I
Hmm.
felt.
Hmm.
It's kind of like what Jazz was saying to Gaddis. You think you're the only person that can do this and that and the third. I don't feel like I mean I didn't really see that. I just felt like that was more of you trying to show, okay, you can do it, but the way, although the flow that he has, the way he constructs bars is completely different than Pat.
Right. That's a fact. But what I heard last night, and that was the first battle. And
Right,
I might easily get intrigued about these battle rappers' angles. You know what I
right.
mean? And so when Sick went, I'm like, whoa, hold up. Okay. I'm bugging. Second round, it was like, hold up. Like this motherfucker kind of have a point right now. He does sound like he gives me that Pat Stay. He gave me that Pat Stay feel, and I don't know why I was thinking that. You know what I mean? But overall, I mean, this is probably one of the best battles. Even though Pat Stay, some of his jokes hit, some of it don't. You know, more. I felt like a lot of them wasn't hitting the right way. Um, and I felt like he was freestyling because I've had Paste on my show. We interviewed Paste,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of things he'll say like I he pretty much freestyles things a lot. He'll come in with
right.
one round and then he'll freestyle the second and third or the first and second, however many rounds he's gonna do. And I felt that last night also. Like if I really want Paste to be like 100% locked in with 3 rounds of material, and it's okay to freestyle rebuttal, but a complete prepared Pat, I would think would be dangerous.
I agree. I agree. And that's kind of what I was saying before you came on is that he was not clean to me. That first
Yeah,
round, he did a great first round. But again, he does what Pat Stay does to get the crowd to meet, to neutralize his opponent, get the crowd on his side. And then whatever he does in the battle, you're already swayed by him if the performance is not stellar, is what
right,
I
right. The last
feel.
few
But
battles of Paste,
yeah,
minus the K-Shot battle, the shotgun battle, what was the other battle? There was one more. Um, Damn, it was one more. I forget the other battle. Those battles, I love those battles because it felt like he was flawless in those
yeah,
battles. And just off of K Shine, that whole angle with the cancer, the stage 4 cancer, and he it tied it into his last performance on stage. That shit, that was heartfelt. You know what I mean?
It,
But
that,
his second, he fell off. Like he was stuttering. He was, doing all that other stuff. It just not. It wasn't clean at all.
Yeah.
call when they said I'm on a show right now. Y'all niggas see I'm on a show. Anyway,
Well, people calling you.
they're texting me.
Oh,
Yeah,
With
I hate
that,
that shit.
who did you have in the DME? DME basically said, yeah, DME said you're bugging. DME said you're bugging. DME, you want to
About
pull up
DME, I'm bugging about what? It's my opinion. I
about
don't go over there and tell DME he bugging. It's my opinion. But bugging about what? You just can't say I'm bugging and don't put nothing to it. What did
he
I say I'm
did.
bugging about? Jesus
He said
Christ.
he sounds nothing like Paste. But again, that's what you know what. And DME, I think he's more so playing than anything else. When we get to these other battles that are going to be very controversial, people got to understand opinions are opinions. Whatever you feel, if you can substantiate that shit, we debaters on this show.
Right. Go
We're
tell
the
yeah.
Pastat he bugging. Go tell Pastat he bugging. He put it in his round. And I
I'm
just sat here and explained it. Like I'm not into all the angles like that. When somebody say, "Oh, you're a clone of me," most of the time I don't see that shit. I be like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And that's what I thought about when he said it. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't see that at all." But in that
Rick.
battle, he sounded like Pastat. He gave me that
Rick
Pastat
just
vibe.
at least showed up and he did not screw up. I absolutely agree. Um, that's a
That's a
fact.
fact.
That's a. But who did you have? Let's go there. Who did you actually have in
Which battle? With Pastat
thick
and Sick.
thick?
I kind of gave Pat the. Let me see what I put. I think I gave Pat the. I edged him the first, and then I got real sick, second and third. So, but that's just our first watch. I'm gonna have to go back and watch all these battles over again.
That's what I said. Watch uh, uh, recap. We may do another one later, but I think for the most part, a lot of shit was pretty clear to me. There's a couple of things we got to talk about, but we'll
Hmm.
move on. As you came in with Jazz and Gabby, I guess it's kind of clear who we all kind of may have had and who won. Is it kind of clear to you, Capo?
Um, to be honest, I don't have a clear 30.
I don't either. I felt like I gave Gaddis the third. I mean, but
Yes,
that's what I feel like I forgot who said that earlier. Her bars were better. I feel like her bars were better, and I feel like this gave me a feel of E Heart and Jazz all over again. But Jazz is very fucking strategic. That's the thing about it. She's so dangerous because she's strategic. Her sitting out as long as she does, she studies. The girl studies, and there's a lot of controversy with her, and again, she gets the popularity vote,
that's a
and we
fact.
know that certain things outside of bars, men know this.
Right. I feel like if Gaddis went with first, it might have been something different.
I agree.
But I think Jazz knew that. So in the first, it's a debatable for me. I can't clearly call that first round. Yeah,
Mm,
Jazz had a lot of shit, but Gaddis, in her own way and own style, for me, I felt like she kept up, even through all the people not giving her credit when she did land some shit. You know what I mean?
right.
Um, but for me, that first round you can debate that first round. Now the second round, they both kind of fell off to me, to be honest.
Mm,
But I ended up giving I think ended up giving Jazz that second round. It was close. It was really close. That third, I just gave to Gaddis because she was talking to her, and now everybody wanted. Oh yeah, no, I don't want to hear that. Don't cheer for me now, shit. You know what I mean? I've been saying shit all day, all night, but y'all want to gas. Everybody been saying that. Everybody, well, the people I fuck with, they was like, man, she's getting gas. Yes, every time she come back, that's what she plays on when she comes back. She's gonna get that reaction, like the E Heart battle, and everybody's like, "Oh, she's 30 E Heart." No,
I think
we're
I
not
probably was
doing
the only
this.
person going back to the E Hart battle. I think I probably was the only person. Well, I don't know how y'all felt about it, but when the battle took place, first took place, I had E Hart. Like I was like E Hart was a lot cleaner. In this battle, like I said, I gave the battle to Jazz. 30. The only round that I really liked from like Gaddis had great material, but the only round I really liked from Gaddis was the third round. But to me, I still think that Jazz was just a little bit too much for her. Like to me, Gaddis has some stuff, but it wasn't the Gaddis that went up against Official. It wasn't the
Right.
Gaddis that went up against RX. So
Hold on 1 minute, Ray. Bro, I'm gonna mute you until you're ready to talk because your background is a little loud, shy. You heard me? Okay. I'm sorry, Ray. Go ahead.
yeah, but to me, like I was stating earlier, we both agree. Jazz is she loves to play the game. Like she knows the game. She's a student of the game. She sit back and she just watch and she watches, she watches, she watches. And you know, it is an advantage for her when she comes back because people have been anticipating her. So of course, a lot of stuff will be, you know, additional gas or whatever, but it still don't take away from the certain punches that she hit. Now we all seen battles where people come back and they be saying bullshit and it be getting gas. Now I'm so, but I don't think that Jazz was being gassed for bullshit. I think she was saying some stuff, even though Scarfo Diablo did come out and say like, "Yo, she stole the bumping pussies bar from me or whatever," and she had posted the video of it. But other than that, I mean, Jazz still did her thing. So
Now, let me say this. I still gave Jazz the battle too, but at the same time, there were certain things that I feel, yeah, hit. They hit.
Yeah,
Material, when you material for material, that's something different. Of course, everything makes the performance, you feel me?
mhm.
But when you're talking about Gaddis's legacy and where she started from and different things, see, those are the things that I feel like, depending on when you came into Queen of the Ring or when you were aware of girls, it makes a difference.
Yeah,
Because some of the that Jazz was saying, for me, she's like, you came in and you did the Lord Crab. You weren't the first girl to do this and that and the other, but how can you say that she wasn't when she actually came before y'all? Y'all took the torch and y'all ran with it. And to
yeah,
say that, oh, I was in the gauntlet, no, you gauntlet with girls. She was one of the first girls in grind time. So she was also in the gauntlet. See what I'm saying? The females that she was battling was because she wasn't thinking about coming to Queen of the Ring at the time. So it's, when I'm just more technical when it comes to certain things,
mhm.
but it's about painting pictures and painting the overall production. So I gave that to her. But at the same time, it was just kind of because she was talking to her. She sold it. The
yeah.
conviction was crazy. She
When
fucking
you
sold it.
when you can paint a picture to people that are really not, they say they're the culture, but they're really
Hmm.
not the culture, and they don't know their motherfucking the background, they don't know the history, they're easily influenced of, oh shit, she must be right. Oh, that was fire. No, not with people that's been there that watched the growth and seen all the history. for themselves, we're not too easily,
Persuaded.
persuaded
Yeah.
with that.
Hey, Wing, I think Sha was trying to say something. He was waving his finger.
You got to take yourself off mute, bro. Oh, I got you.
Is he on mute? There you go.
Yeah,
Go
hear
ahead,
me?
Sha.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, ain't too loud, is I?
No, you good.
Okay, yeah. Watching that battle live, I love Gaddis to death. Gaddis' whole approach to this battle was all kind of wrong. I really felt like she didn't. I really feel like she came into this battle like she wanted to kind of out rap Jazz instead of battling Jazz, and she didn't do it until the third round. I hate to say it, gas or no gas. I hate to say it. I'm not the biggest Jazz fan, but that Jazz was amazing. That Jazz was on her shit. She was on her shit. Like, I got to give it to her. She came in there and did what she's supposed to do. She came in there and she battled, she battled Gaddis. And I just really think that Gaddis came in with that mentality, I hate to say it, that grind time mentality. I'm trying to out-rap you instead I'm trying to battle you. I'm trying to get you the fuck up out of here. Because Jazz was trying to get that girl the fuck, well, she kind of did for me. I
Yeah.
really gave it to Jazz 3-0. It was a 30. It was a 30 piece. But shout out to Gaddis though. I just really think she got to understand now when she getting on URL now. She really got to go in attack mode, and I think she did too late when she got in the third round. That third round, she should have did that in the first and the second. She really should have. Yes, she had a lot of material. There's a lot of material that she could have used against Jazz that I really don't think that she used. It was too many gun bars. She should have got rid of all them gun bars. So I think it was good, but she was good, but she didn't battle her, in my opinion. But shout out to Jazz though. I gave that was a 30 piece. It was a 30.
Again, I felt it was 2-1, 2-1, and an amazing.
HB2N, we go address that. I'm holding that, but yeah, I noticed that too. The next battle after Jazz and Gaddis was
Twerk and Rock.
Twerk and Rock. Yeah, and I agree. That was battle of the night. Twerk and Rock.
But there was levels.
Ah.
There was levels to this.
Who want to start this?
Go ahead, Wayne. You signed over there, so go ahead.
I'm good. I ain't starting. Man.
Well, I'll start because I did not write any bars down because at this time, now mind you, I had my son, and I already kind of talked to my son like, hey, I got this battle rap event, I gotta do this. You want to watch it with me? He was like, nah, Dad, I'm good. I'm like, well, it's probably gonna take a while. And he didn't understand what a while was, right? So at this time, he's ready to eat. So, and I was getting kind of hungry too. So I was trying to fix me and him something to eat at this time. But I did score it while I was listening to it. The first round, Twerk did amazing. He did amazing, right? What kills it for me, he can cut back with all the, the raw. That shit irritates the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? But the bars he delivered.
Hey, I don't have a problem with that. If that's stopping him from damn choking, keep doing that shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But this is another clean. This was a clean twerk. All 3 rounds. But only round I gave twerk is the third. Rock let off the gas because he clearly showed levels in the first and the second for me. When he
Uh,
start rapping and when he's really in his bag and he's talk to you like, I hate I'm doing this to you. You know what I mean? That shit, what he was spitting was back to back to back to back. He, Twerk is like relying on heavy punches, haymakers, but it's a fight. You know what I mean? You can land all the haymakers you want, but I'm racking up these points. It might not be power punches, but I'm hitting you with some motherfucking bars right now.
mm-hmm.
And I felt like Rock took that from him the first and the second, clearly. And I gave Twerk the third. And I'm proud of Twerk coming back, and this is his second clean battle. He had to do this. He had a lot of pressure on him because Drake was there. Um,
Right.
he
Right.
fucked up the tournament. Once they did the caffeine setting, he lost every time he battled on caffeine. Like he lost a lot last year
Yeah.
and this year. And that one bar that hit when Rock said, "Let me find out you took me more serious than 100 racks,
Whew.
100K."
When he said that line, man, I walked away from my laptop. I was like, wait, what? I
Yeah,
took my headphones off and walked right away from the laptop. Like, man, we not about. But okay, so I see you got Rock 2-1, but you gave Rock the first and the second. I also have
yeah.
Rock 2-1, but I gave Rock the second and the third.
Hmm.
I thought Twerk's first round was amazing. I thought Rock's first round was great too. But the thing about Twerk's third, because he did have a third, it started to just tear down. And then when he went into that third strapped in about the Sprite open face and Drake commercial, that wasn't a good one. I'm sorry, that was not a good one. Like when he said it, I just stared at the screen. I was like, you should have, you was cool with just two strapped ins that you had already used prior to that. But to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I still thought that Twerk did amazing. I just believe that Rock had did enough to win that battle. Like, if you go back and listen to what Rock was saying in the second round, if you listen to how Rock structured everything in his third, to me it was just. I seen the Sprite commercial. It was a very popular Sprite commercial. The strap thin just wasn't good, bro. I'm sorry. People talk because you didn't see the commercial. Everybody seen that damn Sprite commercial.
Yeah, everybody.
They didn't only play it during the Super Bowl. They didn't only play it during the Super Bowl. That commercial, like, it aired the first time during the Super Bowl, and it aired multiple times in Detroit after that. They didn't just play it in the Super Bowl. But to me, like I said, I really think that Rock was able to pull off the win. I'm not taking nothing away from Twerk's performance because it was dope and we got like a full prepared Twerk, but it was just, for some reason, to me, that third, he just started to veer off a cliff, man. And Rock just was able to, it's almost like if I had to score it in boxing, Rock won by split decision. Rock won by split decision. If I'm scoring it in boxing, he won by split decision. The battle was that close to me.
But see, I felt like Rock was on a decline on the third also.
Mm-hmm.
I really I felt that like it was less than his first and second.
Yeah.
Well, for this battle, man, I don't have a winner yet. I don't think these one of these battles that you can just predict a winner just yet off the first watch, even a second watch. I think you're gonna need a third watch, because I ain't gonna hold you. I missed a lot of shit Rock was saying too. Also, not only just from Rock, but from Twerk also, because they were saying some shit, and I don't think a lot of people in the building kind of catch it.
Right.
If you got Rock, I'm not mad. If you got Twerk, I'm not mad. I just really think if you're a true battle rap fan, it's one of those battles that you're gonna have to. It's gonna be one of them battles. You're gonna go back to where you might have Rock. You watch it again. You're gonna have Twerk, and then it might switch again. So I feel like it's one of them, man. Like I said, I don't have a winner.
I don't want to put the
like
C word on it
Is it
yet.
classic?
No.
Is it,
Yeah, I don't want to put don't put the C word
I
on
don't
it
want to
yet.
put that on there yet. I think we got a great battle. We got a great Twerk. Anwar, he was doing too much. Anwar,
Oh, that's one. Yes, thank you, sir. Because Anwar thought he was a gangster. That.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that, Anwar. You was doing too much on the stage, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rita. She was on the other side. But anyway, it was a great battle, man. It just I don't know. I just think people just gonna have to really watch this battle again, especially let's see what the app version gonna look like. But like I said, the first live watch, I had Twerk. Then I watched it again this morning. I had Rock. So it's like, damn, this is a great battle, man. I don't know. Like I said, it's debatable for me. The culture won. We got a great battle.
Right.
Twerk didn't choke. Rock was Rock. Got a good battle, man. So I just say, we'll just see about a month or so if it's that C word. But Anwar, you
HB, I agree. I agree. Tay Rock, he been kind of, yeah. This was a good look for him. Let's just put it like that. It was a great look for him. I'm with Ricky. I actually, if I had time to watch it again, I didn't because we were doing a recap show, but I will say I'm not going to pick a winner right now. There were things that I missed that I needed to go back to. But I feel like this battle has great replay value. So I'm just happy about it.
Yeah.
Got a fucking prepared Twerk with, as Capo said, and Capo said this the other day when we were on Instagram Live. He had a lot of pressure on him, and he withstood the pressure. I was very happy about that, and whoever he talked to, salute to y'all, because if that man was gonna choke, or when he felt like the momentum was dropping, he did like 3 different strapped ins at 3 different times, and it was like, oh, okay. And it was like he had to recharge his batteries. I'm okay with that. The cheat code, found the cheat code for you that works for you. If it works, listen, if you like it, I love it. I ain't fucked up about it. We got a good battle that has replay value for both of them. Because I don't Twerk has any, I mean, not Twerk. Twerk and Rock right now, I don't feel like he really has battles that have the best replay value. But like I told y'all in our predictions, I appreciate the fact that we're friends, but we're going to give the people a great battle. And if this is where you needed to do it, this is where you did it, because Twerk held nothing the fuck back.
Yeah.
No.
And I feel like he held nothing back. He was him all the way through. And I can appreciate that. Regardless of what he was talking about, I can appreciate that for that reason. You gave us a great battle. I will say, like I said, I ain't putting no C words on it yet. Ricky said it was a classic. I'm not gonna put the C word on it yet, but like you said, once it's chopped up, we'll see what happens. And I guess we can come back and y'all reserve comments because we're gonna get there, y'all. Gonna get there.
Can I say one thing though?
Go ahead.
I want to give the biggest L to Anwar for thinking he gangster, stand behind motherfucker Twerk.
I thought it was just me. I was like, bro, what is you doing?
Yeah. No, it wasn't just you. Like, I saw that shit. I was like, oh, you need to sit your ass in the motherfucking audience. The second L goes to Ryder. You need to relax. Okay. You talking all between the motherfucker in the middle of the round. You talking to Rock like it's you up there. You no, we're not doing that.
Wow.
I feel like catching shit, and I feel like that energy came from the face off though, because if y'all recall in the face off, And Anwar was giving, he was doing the questions or whatever, and Rock was like, "Yeah, get him the fuck out of here. Get some." He said he was talking.
Right. Yeah, he was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, and I was kind of like,
I didn't see when Twerk and Rock faced off. I missed that one. So
no, it was at the press conference. It was at the press conference.
Oh, it was at the press conference. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch all of the press conference. So
and so he shit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, get him the fuck out of here." I was like, "Oh my God, like you dissing me in my face, and now my guy is kind of whooping your ass, and he giving it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna talk my shit too. That's he's his manager."
And it's kind of like a conflict of interest. Like, what you gonna be? You gonna be a manager, or you gonna be a blogger? You gonna be a correspondent? What are you gonna do, bro? Let's just like, come on, man. Oh no.
Wait, hold on, Wayne.
Hold on,
Wayne.
His connection.
Your connection. Yeah, his connection was drowning you out. He muted himself. Go ahead now.
I said you can't say that because I wear all those hats too.
But you're not behind the battler doing what Anwar was doing.
You're not biased. There's a difference. It's a difference. You can do it, but not being biased. Just saying.
Wait, mute yourself again, Shy. Mute yourself again, Shy.
You don't have a bias.
Right.
All right, go ahead, Wayne.
You got to wait till he gets done talking, Wayne, and mute so we can hear you.
Yeah, no, I just said I agree. I was just agreeing with him.
Yeah. I don't know, for some reason when you do your lives on your phone, it's like whenever we talk over each other and you try to talk, we drown you completely out. I don't know why it does that on your phone, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm on my Wi-Fi, so I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I'm on my iPhone 13, so I'm still trying to learn how to work this thing. I've been Team Android for so many years, so learning iPhone is kind of crazy right now.
Okay.
Next battle.
All right, so let's get into what a lot of people feel like is a controversial battle. It's a lot of controversy behind this battle because I'm seeing a lot of 2-1s this way, 2-1s that way, but Calico and Surf. Now I'm
gonna let y'all go ahead. Do not steal my rounds because we talked about this morning. I got my motherfucking notes, and we gonna have this conversation. Or should I go first?
I'll go first.
Let me ask this question though first. So you know how when Surf he'll Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when people are they're rapping and they're about to go somewhere and they just call time?
Yeah.
Because either A, they lost their place, or they about to fuck up. Surf did that a couple of times.
He definitely, I definitely caught it in the first round. He definitely did it in the first round.
Right. So now we can't call it a choke because he didn't do a Lux.
Yeah.
But the original rules are still, if you're not clean or if you stumble or choke, you don't get that round though.
Yeah.
But we can talk about it. We're gonna talk.
All right, so let me start this one off. Okay. So
Ray don't rounds. Ray don't take my rounds.
I ain't gonna take your rounds. Let me start this off. First, this battle was good. It wasn't as good as the first time they battled, but the battle was still good. It was still a good battle. Surf, I will say this. Surf surprised me. I didn't think he was gonna come in there with 3-4 rounds or whatever. But he surprised me. He came in there with 3-4 rounds or whatever. That's the first time in a long time he did back-to-back battles with 3-4 rounds. So we go see what he does in December now. On the first watch, I have to go back and watch this again. I have Surf winning this battle 2-1. I have Surf winning this battle 2-1. Yes. I get it. I'm from Detroit, all of that other kind of stuff, all that. I'm just being honest. But I gave Surf the second and I gave Surf the third because we go by the old rules. The old rule, you choke, you lose that round. Calico did choke in the third and he lost that round. Now, what I'm not liking that people are doing is people are running around screaming Surf 30 when Surf did not clearly win that first round. And to go to the Capo's point, Surf definitely was about to go somewhere else, and then he stopped flat and was like, go. He didn't say Jersey, but he stopped and was like, go. He was right in the middle of a next bar, and he lost his place, and he just was like, go. So the whole Surf, if you want to say Surf 2-1, fine. But we're not about to do Surf 30 because Surf did not get that first round. Surf did not get that first round. We're not even about to pretend like that happened. And to me, I'm giving Surf this battle 2-1 edge because the second round to me was an edge. Calico definitely was cooking in that second round. I just edged it to Surf. Now, I will have to go back and watch it. I'm only going off of first watch. I gave the battle to Surf. But this battle is way more closer than a lot of people wanted to is trying to make it out to be.
That's a fact.
Yes, Lord.
Like we can't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah. So this whole notion about Surf was talking to him, especially in the third round. First of all, I want to say this. He sat up there and he said a couple of things that just made me scratch my head. And at the same time, me being a Detroiter and knowing my own hood history, I'm like, okay, you're not making sense. You said if Blackface was part of BMF, why wasn't he in the show? Blackface joined BMF years later. This is still the origin when they was the 50 Boys. So why would Blackface be a member when it's still an origin story of them being the 50 Boys? He joined BMF years later. So that threw me off. Then the whole time, even in the press conference and in your bars, you kept saying Calico was snitching on you. He was snitching on you. He was snitching on you. But then in your third round, you turned around and you brought up his case about him, about animal cruelty. Isn't that Listen,
look,
I tell people
niggas talk too much.
I tell people this all the time. You have to sit back when Surf talk. Sit back and just let him talk. Because Surf will contradict himself within a matter of a couple of minutes. He will sit up there and say, nobody calling out Calico. Then 5 minutes later, only drug dealers calling out Calico. What? You just said nobody was calling him out. Nobody wanted to see him. So my whole thing is this. I'm still giving Surf the battle, but it was just certain things that was just irking my nerves because I'm like, you can't sit up here and accuse this man of snitching on you, but then you always saying in your rounds, you a 60 Crip. So you're telling on yourself. So
can I add something to you?
Go ahead.
Can I add something to what you're saying?
Yeah.
And also, if you want to downplay, he was downplaying him so much, just like he did Lux in that press conference. Also, not the same one, but when Surf was going to battle Lux, he was downplaying these men. Surf and Calico, y'all really came into the shit together.
Yeah.
Not together as a team, but together at the same goddamn time.
Right.
Surf, why didn't you battle Lux then in Summer Madness too? Why was
Thank
it Calico?
Thank you. Early
So
then he got man.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that Surf contradicts itself all the time. Well, I didn't give a fuck about Jersey or UW. It only matters on you. It only matters on URL. But you have a lot of chokes on URL.
Exactly. And then let's also put this tidbit. Let me put this tidbit on top of what you said. But you want to give flowers to Arsenal, but you killing his league and saying that the battle didn't matter because it took place over there.
That's a fact.
Can I say this? The only reason why he said that was the fact that he can't battle outside of URL and have that same cheat code. He has yet to win a battle even outside of URL.
And let me say this. Then you're told on yourself and you're talking about the check and all this, that, and the third. When nigga, you sat there and said you got a 3-battle deal for $50,000.
Facts.
Do you
Facts.
Do you know how it sounded? Can we do the math? Can we do the math?
And then Cal was like, "No, I get 50K for one battle. Oh, I definitely get more. I get more money than that. I put that on my what she said, my mom or my daughter. It was one of them.
Yeah.
Why y'all niggas always putting shit on your mom and y'all daughter when y'all clearly lying right now?
And another thing, why are you worried about what another nigga is getting paid? Your job is to stand up there and make sure that nigga don't take your fucking head off. So you can get paid $60,000, but if a nigga getting paid $500 a battle, get in that ring and knock your damn head off, that shit don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter a damn cent.
Remember what Cal was talking about? Like, damn, you keep talking about this money. When you gonna worry about winning? Like, when you gonna win? Like,
Right.
He was making perfect sense. Hey, sis, I see
Period.
you want to go over there. Hey, Wing, I see you want to get your rounds out. All I'm going to say is I did have a winner. I thought I had a winner in this match, but it's definitely been enchanted since the information that my sister will probably about to present right now. So I don't have a winner right now. I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch
So-
it
Because I
again.
know Wing got some, she brought some shit to my attention because I was sleepy as hell around this battle anyway because the damn event was too freaking long.
Right.
But yeah, I don't have a winner yet, so I'm going to rechant my final decision and definitely had to go back and watch it.
But I'm gonna say
So-
I got Cal 2-1 though. The first and
I
the
do
second.
I do too. No 30s in this. It is a lot closer. So here's my thing. I had to go back and this, you know what? I guess because I couldn't go back and this is the reason to go back and watch Rock and Twerk because I was on this battle. All right. I put up a poll or I put up a post on Twitter and Facebook and everything, kind of asking, kind of trying to see where it's coming from. Y'all gotta stop giving niggas credit for doing the job that they're supposed to do. Now, he was fucking stellar. I applauded him for coming with 3 consistent rounds. But as well, like we're talking about resumes, did we forget that this nigga is the reach god outside of Dot? We forgot. Y'all forgot about Earn and Ash. Y'all niggas forgot. So let me tell you something. We're not going to play with the wording. Wordplay is manipulating words. I understand that. But there is no manipulating COW and CAL. You're clearly in California. You could have gotten way more creative with some of the stuff that was hitting. And that's where my points come in at. He had hella shit in that first. But my nigga, the calzone, the calisthenics, he was on to something. Then this nigga said, I will milk him for everything he got. What did he say? Then what the whole I'll milk him for everything he got.
Utter the word.
If Cal utter a word. If Cal utters a word. I'm sorry, my mother was an English teacher. Don't judge me. This is lyrical combat, though. I understand. But I can't hear the CAW and the CAL. And then you went even worse with the Coliseum. My nigga, no. We're not doing that. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, you misspelling the word. That's not even the same word.
Not even a fucking word. It's not even a word. It ain't no way that you can manipulate that shit. So I took that off for the first round. Going into the second round.
No, you missed something, Wing. You missed something, a major one.
What?
Looking for glasses like Velma.
Oh my God.
He was talking about John. We just heard that bar from Real Sick in his past day battle.
That. You know what? I didn't miss it because I thought that I heard it, but I did it. Listen, if I don't remember the reference, I don't even speak on it. I'll leave that for y'all to do, but I appreciate it. All right. And I'm sworn I heard it.
I wrote it down. Hold on. Pat
Somebody
on the flow like Velma lost her glasses.
That's
Real Sick for past day.
That's what it was. But the Flintstones line, it was fire. But y'all must have forgot that. Now here, that was pretty much it for my first between the two, and that's kind of why I edged Calico the first. Going into the second, he gave a rebuttal in the second, and I felt like that Adi Boom rebuttal was trash. I really feel I didn't like the Adi Boom rebuttal at all. Like, it was like, okay, you're speaking about Adi Boom and we something about IDs, but you live in California, and Adi Boom is on Instagram taking pictures in Jersey all the time. So I really didn't understand, you know, where he went. Maybe y'all can help me out with that one. I don't know. But then Cal also rebutted in that round the Flintstone line too, with the whole catching the feet, this, that, and the third. With the black, did that blackface villain, that shit was crazy. Like, he had, listen, hold up, let me just show y'all, because I'm not gonna front. Like I said, for Surf, I had a lot of shit that Surf said in this second round. Like, that's all Surf on into the second play. Like, don't get me wrong. So I'm not being a hater here at all in regard to him, but at the same time, I'm looking at different shit that he's saying, opposed to what, you know, some shit that ain't right for me. So the rebuttal was ass. And then once again, we get into you trying to use the cow, COW, and Cal, CAL, references. So now you're talking about, it was a dope ass bar if it would have done what it was supposed to do. It was a crazy line. We talk about, you believe the unbelievable. What was it? Sawed off something short bus remedial. Then he said the running back, Cowboys, the like Ezekiel. I meant Cowboys, not Cowboys. I was like, okay, hold up. That's a Cal State. Then I thought about it. Nah, it's other motherfuckers that you could have used, but it wouldn't have worked. I understand. But Ezekiel Elliott graduated from Ohio State. So I was like, I'm sorry, y'all.
So you try to use Cal and Cal. Yeah,
and Cowboy. Right. He played for the Cowboys. So I'm like, bro, like, that was
you could have got somebody from Cal State. You could have went to find a football player or basketball player from Cal State to make it make sense.
Bruh, it's 254 niggas and that's not an exaggeration. It's 254 niggas that went to that graduated Cal State, and that's just Cal State, Long Beach, and Los Angeles. Cal State if you're from Cali or you know anything about Cal State has Berkeley, Davis. It's so many Cal States across California. It's ridiculous. I just feel like if you were going to use it, you could have been way more creative. But like I said, he had a lot of that, the Matrix shit, the blackface shit, the skinny dipping in the pool of blood shit. That shit, all that shit was fire to me. I mean, it really, huh?
The vitiligo was fire too. I like that.
Vitiligo was ridiculous, but I'm not done. The TSA line, the motherfucking scratch. Oh, the scratching the arm. Like, the motherfucker was on. I can't hear you, Ray.
I know you probably was thinking like, yo, Ray liked that TSA. Like, I used to work for TSA. So when he said the line, all I could do was bust out laughing because he was like, well, he know the procedures. That's all I could do was laugh. I was like, I like the line. He know the procedures though.
You're right. You know the procedure. But then your ass turned around and you had two more. My nigga, do you know where Calabasas is for real? Now y'all stop me if I'm wrong. I'm from California, for those who don't know. Calabasas is surrounded by mountains. There are no mercury. There are no sharks.
Facts. It's a middle of the state.
Then you went with the cow and chicken, and I was done. I was done. I'm sorry. Those technicalities, the wordplay and the name flips, bro, them was horrible. I'm sorry. They was horrible. So, like I said, I edged Cal. They had both had phenomenal to me. They both had explosive first rounds. There's other just technicalities, but I do feel like I said, I edged Cal to first. And then with the technicalities and the bullshit, just in a second, I went with. I mean, Surf could have won that. Surf could have won that too. That really, he could have got a 30. He could have got a 30 debating the first. I'm not mad at that, but the technicalities for me, my nigga, I listen. What's understood never has to explain.
Can I
Cal.
say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to say this to the people they're watching now and watching on replay. If you have a problem with what Wing is saying right now to this point, let me clear it up for you.
I'm probably killing me.
If two battlers had a great round and one of those battlers stumbled over one word, who are you giving the battle to? I bet you give it to the other person that didn't stumble, because technically we're being technical now with the rounds.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So this is just, he looks at battle rap, right? I look at it the same way. Like, you can't make Coliseum and Coliseum or Cow and Cow make sense to me. That's why I be getting mad at a lot of you niggas when y'all use chest bars and y'all use chest. His name is Chess, the board game, not chess, the fucking shit that your body. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? That's what I be doing. That technical shit. Y'all motherfuckers just love it, and no, we're not doing that. But that's
I used to hate it with passwords. I used to hate when they would do that shit with pass. I was real hard on DNA when DNA had that whole pass scheme and all of that shit, when he was trying to say that, you know, Thesaurus and Ilmac and all of them. I was like, nigga, his name ain't Past, it's Pass Word. You did better with, you know, like, yeah, I'm real technical with that shit. I am. But go ahead. Sorry.
One thing.
I was just saying that for you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people like to, you know, nitpick shit or not understanding clearly what you're saying, or what, you know, what we like to say as far as technical aspect of battle rap. We're media at the end of the day. We're not bloggers. We don't, oh my gosh, this shit was fire, y'all should go watch it. No, we're gonna sit here and talk about it and break it down. Go ahead.
Right.
I want to say this because HBN2, he brought something up. HB2N, he brought something up, and this is something I said I was like, we was gonna save for this battle, because he pointed out that both Surf and Jazz both had Zelda bars, and everybody been speculating that, you know, most of these people write together and all that other kind of stuff. So I don't know. To me, that I'm not a big fan of just coincidences, but I just wanted to just throw that little tidbit out there. But again, to me, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the battle, because, like I said, that second round is a lot closer. People that's running around screaming Surf 30 is smoking hella dope, and they're just being stans. Like, even sometimes a fan can admit, like, yo, okay, I can admit that, but stans be like, no, it happened exactly how I'm saying it. Like, and it's like, no, we not about to do this. It's way too much or whatever. And again, this goes back to a lot of points. If you saying that this is your house and it matters over here, then why are you choking in your own house if it matters over here so much to you? So it's like that was pretty hypocritical. But I mean, I'm not mad at the fact that Wing has Cal winning. I'm not mad at the fact you have Cal winning or a shot. Like, just me off first watch, I did edge the battle to Surf. It was just a couple of things I didn't like, and I just have to go back and rewatch that second round again. So that's just me.
And I said that initially that it would come down to the second for me. when I was tweeting out or whatever. Like I said, I take nothing from Surf because Surf is not one. I'm not a huge fan of Surf, but I will applaud him. I feel like he does great. Like I still love. That's a battle him and Conceited. I had watched for years because I just was like, that motherfucker was phenomenal in that battle.
I still can't determine the winner in that battle to this day. And that's one battle I do go back and watch at least once a year, and I still can't determine the winner between Surf and Conceited. I get a lot of people say Conceited bars sound dated now, but
back then,
at that time, those bars were still nice. So my brain immediately goes back to at that time and what they were doing in that moment. So
how many battles can you say you could do that with Surf though?
That's the making. That's the point I'm making. So when I do see him in something really good, I'm going to look at things and be like, but like I said, being from California, I'm sorry, bro. I was almost offended. Like, my nigga, this is where, you know how when I always bring this comparison up, when performers are performing, doing concerts, different places, and I love you, Texas, and then all of a sudden motherfuckers be like, nigga, you in Atlanta. The fuck you mean? You in Georgia. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Smack has done that a few times. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's kind of, I know that
K-Shine been from Brooklyn, Queens.
Right. It's the same shit.
Anytime Smack call about coming from Brooklyn, like, no, nigga, K-Shine, I'm not even from there, and I know K-Shine from Harlem.
Right. But it's like, you know, for me, it's kind of, and you know, like I said, I don't know if the man lived there or not for real, but your affiliations are there. So I feel like, being that you are an artist and you are under a label that Chris Brown is at, that you definitely have those affiliations, and you may be in Cali more often than not. My nigga, maybe people aren't like me. Like when I go to New York, like Ange tell you, Ange be like, look, you the only person that I know that'll go get your ass in an Uber or get your ass on the subway and go. I'm just one of those people that I like to know where I'm at. And I guess maybe that came from, you know, being young. Maybe, you know, maybe y'all are like that. I don't know. But I like to know where I'm at, wherever I'm at. I'm not afraid to get out and go and know the different places.
So a lot of the battle rappers. Oh shit. Hold on. I think I was freezing up and shit. I was just saying, far as the battlers, when they do things like this to us, like the fans, the people that watch, when they talk about, you know, like there's a beach in Calabasas, or the cow and cow references, when they tell you, they dummy they shit down so y'all can be able to, I guess, understand. That's what they're doing to where y'all being stupid now.
But you're in California.
Right.
You're in
California. The whole state of California has a beach. No, only the coastal have beaches.
Wasn't this event in Calabasas? Weren't they? It's Chris Brown or one of them in Calabasas, right?
Yeah, I think Chris does, but I don't know. It's just like Kansas City. When I say I'm from Kansas City, and I have to, and I guess I swear I get tired of them saying, "Oh, you're a Kansas nigga." I say, "Fuck you, nigga. I'm from Missouri. It's Kansas City, Missouri." But there is a Kansas City, Kansas also.
Exactly, because my ex-husband has Kansas City, Kansas, and he's from Kansas City, Missouri. So yeah, but it's the same for me, where people say, "Oh, you from Cali? Oh, where you from? Where you from in LA?" Oh, nigga, what you mean? There's a whole another side. That shit offends me. Not that, because I have put from South Central, Watts, Jordandale's, like all those places, but now we are a completely different culture. We are completely, and you got major cities in California other than Los Angeles. I mean, San Diego is my second home. If we were going to talk about Southern California, I tell them you got And you have Northern, bro. I'm from the Bay, and they're like the Bay, E40 too short. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing here. Like I remember we was on the show one time when somebody tried to argue me down that Pontiac, Flint, and Detroit was all the same thing. I said, nigga, if you ever said that shit to a Pontiac nigga or a Flint nigga, your ass will get shot here. Pontiac, Detroit, and Flint are not the same.
Right. Like Kansas City and St. Louis is not the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't hear you hear me saying here, you don't hear me saying none of that.
Right.
We don't have that twang down here.
Yeah.
Oh, my ex-husband did not talk like that at all. And Ray, that's me and Ray, we talked about that. I have cousins from Flint and Pontiac too. So it's like, and for some that live in Detroit, and that's what we learned when we was little. They used to beef. It's a lot better now, but back then they funked, and they weren't that far away from each other. But it was like, no, you couldn't say that to one of them niggas. Like, oh, I'm going down. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
nigga,
Pontiac is 45 minutes away, and Flint probably like an hour and some change. Like, it's really, even for Pontiac just being 45 minutes, it's really like a whole different world over there. Like, so
Dude's petty. That dude's petty. He said that the Cowboys are playing the Vikings tonight. CALBOYS. That's funny.
That's what, and that's the thing. It's like, again, back to what I was saying with performers, you showing love to this state or this city or wherever you're at, and then you call out another city or state, and it's kind of like, bruh, people feel connected to you. And I think that's why battle rap is so intimate, and we get so involved and engulfed, because these battle rappers are very accessible to us. You know what I mean? So I feel like, in essence, I don't think they understand. You do have stands. You do have trolls. You have a lot of people who are just, they don't look at the culture the way some of us do. But that shit does matter when you're in a state and you're right there in the city, if I'm not mistaken. And like, my nigga, when you drove up, you didn't see the mountains. There is no beach. Laguna is that way. Anaheim is that way. Van Nuys is that way. You know what I mean? I know like, that's almost desert. You're out there by 29 Palms, and like, bruh, you know what I mean? Like that. And I don't have to be from Southern to know, but I just know my area. You know what I mean? I know where I'm from. So it's kind of like, like you said, there's beaches in different places, but maybe he could have thought of something else to connect that, is what I'm saying. But those are definitely COW and CAL. Like, those are big technicalities for me. But like I said, overall, I feel like, shout out to Rain, stored in the comments. He said Surf might lose on the app. He might just lose on the app. I don't know. But again, not just because you lose a battle. And I feel like just because Surf loses so badly because he talks so much shit.
Right.
He's the villain. When he loses, everybody hates him. He gets mad. He gets in his feelings. He's like the grown little boy to me. He still hasn't hit that, you know what I mean? So those tantrums, does all these different things to make himself look worse. He kind of does what Sirius Jones does, but he has the power. You understand?
That angle he tried to say that Calico don't, he stopped battling. He don't battle like that.
Mm-hmm.
Calico never quit either. Calico never got on the camera and said, "I'm retired." No, I didn't say I was retired. I quit.
Yeah.
Never. And you sat down as a commentator. Cal, his whole career, he's been on.
Sure did. But you know what? I think he did that because, remember, at that time, shout out to Beatmaker. Beatmaker called him out on that shit. You remember at that time, he couldn't battle because he had to get that goddamn EP together or whatever for Chris Brown. So he couldn't do anything until he released or finished that project. That's why he went into the commentating and tried. He's going to keep himself relevant. That's one thing. That's why I'm saying Cal was very effective in the fact of really breaking him down, because I feel like that really means something, and he really didn't have to go gun bar for gun bar. This battle, I would even say, if you got surf, you got a great surf, and you can go off of preference. But there are just little technicalities like that. And the fact that all that shit, because we all, I don't know, some may agree, some may not. But from the face-off press conference to the battle, all of that matters. All of that matters. And you've constantly, you make it a routine of tearing down your counterparts, your cohorts, and make it seem like you're larger than life. Do what you got to do. But now you in a battle with a nigga that has come into his own and knows how to combat you, because you really can't say nothing crazy too much in regard to Calico. And even with his father being blackface, I mean, that's just like, this is what I attribute that to. Your father being blackface, you can tell him, oh, you ain't really the gangster nigga, whatever the case may be. I don't feel you got to be a gangster just to be shot. I don't feel you got to be a gangster just to go to jail. Neighborhood, but how many neighborhood niggas was out there? Geechee wasn't even standing behind you during the battle.
That's a fact.
But I digress.
It's all facts. It's gonna get quiet when facts are thrown out.
You know, and y'all gonna be mad at me. Some of y'all that get the playback or whatever. Hey, we can do another show. Y'all can pull up. I don't really care about being, you know, as long as you can debate this shit with me. Don't come at me calling me no stand. Don't come at me talking crazy to me. Pull up. You can pull up to the show. We can talk about it. We never have a problem with that. This is just battle rap. After we turn this camera off and about our merry ways, God damn it, I had this vaccine over the week. My ass is trying to make sure I'm good. I can give a fuck about this shit after we're done.
Well, yeah, you don't need to be mad if you can be able to. Go ahead.
No, I said I see what you did there, Blade. Technicalities, yeah, bar.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
See, only time when niggas get mad is because they don't know battle rap like that. They can't talk about battle rap like that. They can't break it down like someone like you, myself, and this young man up here. You know what I mean? We could sit there and debate and break down a battle, but a lot of them that get mad at us because they're not the ones that seen it, or they'll never see it.
That's a fact. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments and putting them up at the same time. But I'm sorry, Capo, who do you have? I just kind of took the whole.
Oh, I got Cal 2-1. The first and the second he did. I felt like it felt like a choke, right? He might say no because the crowd was, and in the way the crowd was doing what they was doing, yes, I understood. Okay. But it felt like a choke. Just like when Surf stopped abruptly because he was about to choke.
Ah, shit.
It feels like a choke.
What happened?
Ah, shit.
Who that be? Is that my nigga?
What's up with you?
That's my nigga. What up, EJ? What up, cuz?
Chilling.
That's my nigga. That's my nigga EJ, man.
Already.
Salute.
What's good with you, Wing?
But nothing much. We just talking about this Cal and surf battle.
Man, that didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go.
You know, you may not have Ray, real name Ray.
What's good with you, Ray?
What's going on, bro? Sorry, I was on mute.
I was about to say he Ray and tape delay like a bug.
No, I was on mute.
Yeah, Surf lost. Yeah.
Oh, you felt like Surf lost?
Yeah, I had Cal 2-1. The first
Which
and
rounds?
second.
First and second?
Yeah.
I had Surf 2-1. I gave him the second by edge, and then I gave him the third pretty clear because I'm from the old school. I go by the old school rules. You choke, you lose the round, no matter what you're saying.
Right. Brick Street Sprite, you didn't like the Cal Ender bar?
Oh, because okay, so EJ, we were just talking about, and I'm not gonna beat a dead horse about it, but I feel like this was, well, first off, I said we got to stop rewarding niggas for shit that they're supposed to be doing. You've been, you big yourself up, and regardless of the fact your accolades are there, but my nigga, I'm not gonna give you kudos for something that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to come to work, you're supposed to complete the objective and take your ass home. You ain't been doing that. And when you do that, and I feel like some of us are still on the nostalgia of him and John, where he was great. He executed in this battle as well. Capo said he felt like there may have been some stumbles there, but there was, there's a difference between like Tay Rock with Calendar, D Nanny, and all that. Turduncan is a real thing, but we don't leave that alone.
Yeah.
And check and all that different shit. There's different pronunciations and play on words that just don't work. And that's kind of what we were talking about. So that's what Brick Street is talking about. Basically you're trying to fit COW into CAL.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of that. But you know what? He's not the first when they battled him.
Right. And we're talking about Coliseum and Cowboy.
That was trash. The
Coliseum,
that was trash. Because I thought he was stretching and reaching with calcium, but then when he finished it and it was actually Coliseum, I was like,
we're not that. And if Cal say another word about the milking, I'll milk him for all he got. If Cal utter another word, no, my nigga. Now I was sitting here like, okay, calcium, but calcium don't have nothing to do with milking, but the cow do. But then I shouldn't have to think. I shouldn't have to think that hard. The goddamn milk come from the cow. If you're milking him for all he got, you talking about the motherfucking cow, not the calcium in the milk. So,
we go pretend like that this man didn't stand on stage, just said he wanted to milk cow.
Yo,
yes. So
we ain't gonna like the way this nigga Ray think. We just gonna act like we didn't just see some pause word in the street. We just gonna gloss over that like he didn't talk about. I don't even. Yeah. That happened, Ray. That happened, bro.
We slid that shit right through. We slid that shit right through customs, man.
But I felt like in that battle, I felt like Calico started here and ended lower. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Surf started lower and maybe ended higher. And so really the debate to me is probably in the second round. I'd like to rewatch it. Like the only thing to me in this battle, Cal didn't seem like he was as good as his last battle to me. So I think that's what I'm judging Cal against. And as far as Surf, I think he was better than he was against John, but then he still choked and stumbled through a couple of rounds.
I mean, this was both the first time since they was young pups that they did another battle within 30 days prep. Because Surf and Cal, they come from the 30 days prep or whatever, a couple of weeks and all that. So this was the first time in a long time. And then Surf got to turn around and do it again because he got a battle in December. So I don't know. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, you see you popping in, my nigga. Thought you was with the kid. See, Danny ain't gonna bring her ass up here. We know what Danny doing. Danny trying to evade that Lux work. That's all. Danny trying to evade that Lux work. We gonna talk about it. We gonna tell them everything you said on the phone. You should have recorded your ass. Is what we should have did. We gonna talk.
Yep.
Let's
get to trash ass Randy.
Okay, I'm gonna just start this
trash ass Randy.
I'm gonna start this. I just want to start this one off, and then I'll let y'all go. Man. I'm gonna start the T-Rex first 8 bars was the hottest shit that I ever heard. Now I'm done. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. He had another couple of bars in the second round I was fucking with, but then after that, my old ass took a nap. I was like,
I was so upset at Rex. When Rex started off that battle, I said, "Oh, we got a good one." After 8 bars, I said, "No, Rex, what are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, this." And then on top of that, we gotta be honest. Nitty has not been good since the finals of that 100K tournament. He has not been that good since the finals of that 100K tournament. I'm just being honest.
No,
You
you're
know what it
telling the
is?
facts.
His rounds didn't sound structured. It just sounded like a whole bunch of piecework.
Yes.
Look at this motherfucker. Look at this motherfucker in the comment. Look at our ass in the comment.
Danny Rex did not win this damn battle no fucking 2-1.
Where did I? Oh, I'm in the wrong. Hold on.
And
What
Lustin.
Okay, I'm in the wrong.
how many battles did you have before you came to that conclusion?
Rex 2-1.
Rex 2-1.
Danny, I love you to death.
He lost the first round even with his 8 bars. It was a straight third.
She said it was part of our plan.
Jesus Christ. Man, I'm sorry. After that first round for Rex, that nigga was winded. He felt he needed a motherfucking paper bag to slow down his breathing or something. He was winded.
Jesus.
He looked like he was out of shape. Well,
No, don't do that, Cap. He actually looked like he was in better shape than the last time I saw him with that orange shit on. Yeah, or no, the lime green shit he had on. That shit there was looking mad young.
Yes, I understand.
Jumped off the stage and jumped back on the stage. I said, you know what? He in the best shape of his life right now.
Hey, he went down there to. He's a nurse.
Water bottle.
He's a nurse because he went down there to save the dude.
Yeah, the dude that passed out. He had went down there with a bottle of water to pass it to my man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He checked his vitals right quick, Cap. He checked his vitals right quick.
Yeah.
Then came back on stage and ended the round.
With the, if you want to call that ending the round. But anyway.
Look, man.
That was a nasty battle. That was the worst battle of the event.
Yeah,
man, y'all don't appreciate stuff for what it is. Y'all have to understand that when you're in an event that started at 6 o'clock Eastern time,
it ain't started at 6 o'clock. That shit started at 7:20.
No. The time that you're supposed to be there is 6 o'clock Eastern time, right?
Yeah.
But there has to be at some point.
No, it's actually 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Go get a piece of chicken or smoke a cigarette, or you know what I'm saying, call and check on your kids or something. You got to have that part. And I'm telling you, yesterday, since I had the battles recording, I was like, okay, Rex and Rum Nitty, 8 bars. Okay, I'm cool. I'm gonna take a nap and then I'm gonna wake up for the last 2 joints. And that's exactly what happened. It was wonderful. I didn't miss much.
I'm gonna keep it tall with you. I was going from watching to listening because I was working on a classwork assignment. So I was like clicking, like I had 2 tabs open. I would watch a little bit, then I go back to finish writing my short story that I needed to turn in from class, and then I go right back to watching it. Like it, with that particular battle, I did that a lot. I was like, because the first 8 bars, I said, okay, we got Rex is like he not here to play. Then after them 8 bars, I said, yeah, Rex here to play.
Yeah.
You should have known it. Remember when they started laughing when they was talking about getting the back end?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and get to this bag. Oh, we got him again, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Niggas high strong 8 bars.
My ass had to be at work at 9 o'clock, so I went to sleep.
And
this is where this is the battle I got mad at. Not only you're making my experience in this event, I already have to stay at 1. Mm-hmm. 2, my son was circling me all motherfucking night, trying to wait for me to get off this motherfucker and pay it, and, hang out with him.
Mm-hmm.
He actually sat his gun down, laid on the couch, covered up, and went to sleep.
Damn, this nigga's son is bout it. He got a gun.
And so I'm like, and when I woke up this morning, he was not happy. You know what I mean? And if I'm going to neglect my son, y'all got to be entertaining me with some shit, because this wasn't it. This was pissed me the fuck off. It pissed me off. It really did. And for Rum Nitty to come off that tournament and winning all that money with that great performance he had, that was one of the best rum nitties I've seen for a minute.
I was very
A1 material to come and battle Rex with like EJ said, some pieced up material. It wasn't even constructed right. It just didn't. It just made me upset.
No, hold on. Well, hold on, Cabo. Let's put this in full context. To come off that battle, then have a terrible performance versus Hollow, then have another terrible performance versus versus Rex, but he was able to squeak out the Rex win. Because even that Hollow battle was nasty too, but Hollow beat him.
Ray, stop telling the truth.
Yes, you're telling. Yeah, he's telling the truth. I try not to bring that up because see, this is why I was pissed off. Another reason why.
That's what's wrong with battle rap media. Telling the truth all the time. What's wrong with you people?
Right. And then after that, they would announce that bullshit right there. I was like, I know you fucking lying.
You talking about the freeway battle? You're not looking forward to that?
no.
Hold on. What Blade Brown say? Who asked for that? Let me address that. Who asked for that? Who asked for that? Who asked for that, niggas? Can y'all please stop saying that shit? Because y'all still go watch the motherfucking battle, no matter if y'all want to see the battle or not. Y'all still go tune into the event. So screaming who asked for that, it's not gonna not make y'all want to watch the battle. It's not. People still are gonna turn around and tune in. Everybody with verb and head ice. Ain't nobody asked for this. Shut up, niggas. Y'all still go watch.
Ray, I would almost agree with you. And I always say that all the time, that we always gonna watch. This is why I take a fucking stand, Ray. I'm not going I'm not watching Freeway. Bro, the only reason you watched him 17 times when you was younger was because you watched the body. You was like, damn, this nigga's really getting killed this badly in front of everybody. The pool table, on the beat. Everybody. He's killing this nigga. I'm not tuning. I'm like I said, in all of these battles, in all these events, there's the opportune time when you get up, go get your piece of chicken, have a snack, you know what I mean? Go check on your kids. This is going to be that battle, sir.
Shit, that's going to be the main event. You might as well cut the event off after that.
Say less. I'll be blogging as soon as the second battle is over. All the niggas is going to get an update. Oh, yeah, by the way, Cassidy killed Freeway again, and it was underwhelming. That's how we going to get it. Come on, man. Think about it. None of these dudes, with the exception of King Los and King Los and who else? Going now. Are only people that came back and actually faced somebody credible that was like in a new era that could actually give these guys a run for their money. Coming back and facing a Reed Dollars and also 40 Cal because he went against Ill Will. But coming back and facing like a Reed Dollars, that's not y'all missed that. That's Tyson Holyfield in 1990 something. We done with that. Y'all need to face some people that's actually gonna kick your ass. That's why to me, I was arguing with Smokey and Wild today. Shout out to my guy. That's why it seemed like Mook was ducking easy to block Captain, because the narrative was no one was saying this Negro was going to win. And he felt that in his spirit. So then, sure, there are other ways that, you know, business might have been right or all these other things. But if you want to make it a reason out of an excuse, that's easy. But my thing was, like I said, he didn't want that smoke with easy. Certainly not in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time.
We're gonna come back to that statement that you just made, EJ, after we get to these messages.
I ain't scared.
Okay, so let's get to the last battle of the event. Lux and Geechee Gotti. All right, so I'm gonna start this one off. I'm just go. I'm saying go.
Can I go? Go
ahead. Go ahead.
My son waiting for me to get off here.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I knew this was gonna happen. Lux is in my top 3, and I replaced him. He is not in my top 3 no more. He can probably be in my top 5. He is not the end all be all. He's not the end boss at the motherfucking game. He is not one of those people to me anymore. For you to have the lyrical ability that you have, and nigga, you can't come prepared to any battles, is ridiculous to me. When Mook clearly 30'd you your second battle, you're not the end boss. There's something that you're going to have to do to change this perception because you're not
What?
doing it at all. You can lyrical miracle me all the motherfucking death, but if you can't get through a motherfucking battle without stumbling, choking, losing your place, you're supposed to be the GOAT. The GOAT is supposed to dictate what these motherfuckers do in battle rap and show and prove.
Speak on it.
When Mook came back and gave you a damn near 30-minute third round, fuck out of here, Lux. This is
Ooh.
ridiculous for let a nigga Geechee Gotti that's been on the hottest winning streak, hottest streak ever in battle rap for somebody to come in the game that got rejected from URL through the PG process, and he had to go get a shot on King of the Dot, and he blew up from there, and look who came running like a track star to
Stop
come get
talking about
Geechee
reactionary
Gotti
league, sir.
to put the motherfucker out here. And ever since then, he's been giving y'all motherfuckers competition to everybody you threw at him. And he was doing consistently.
You know what I'm gonna say, Capo? I'm gonna say this simply.
Hey.
All you lyrical miracle niggas, pay attention. That's not necessarily enough to win a battle. It's not necessarily enough to win a battle. What Jazz and Geechee showed you is that sometimes for your audience to be able to easily digest what you're doing right then is more important than you writing some complex layered shit that's going to be your Michelangelo 10 years down the road. You trying to write all that shit and then you can't remember it, it comes off as you're unprepared. Might not even been that. You just didn't get prepared to the amount to where you could just say it and flow through it. You know what I mean? So when you got a short time to prepare and you have because here's the thing about genius. Genius isn't taking these complex things and making people understand complex things. Genius is taking complex things and making them simple. And what Geechee Gotti and Jazz do is take something that's a complex structure and they make it simple for you. It's right there, easily digestible. Everybody is entertained right then at the moment. And I told people Lux would not have the ability to lost nigga Geechee. Because one thing, Geechee is a crip. Cuz I ain't lost. I'm right over here on Slauson and Washington. Nigga, what are you talking about? I'm not lost, nigga.
Not even.
That's a fact.
Not that. First off, once again, you niggas gotta understand we are in the West now. We are. Oh, that was a bar. Touch my spirit on Sunday. We are in the West. When he said to that man, I've been seeing that you've been throwing up Crip signs and all that different shit, and your homeboy got your red flag on the wrong side. LA and Cali, my nigga. What are you doing?
Church is
what
over.
are you doing? Lux, come on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, a lot of you niggas.
When Geechee told that nigga, man, shut up, cuz on everything, I'll beat your ass right now.
Right. Right.
1-0 Geechee.
Right.
Within God.
Hey, so I do got Geechee. Let me get this out. I'm about to go. I do have Geechee winning this battle. To be honest, can we say it's a 30? Because technically, we can break down just like Sir. Technically, you was fumbling and stumbling in a motherfucking place. The first round you got that, it was kind of clean. Second and third, you wasn't clean at all. Third, you choked like a motherfucker.
Yes,
that's
Lord.
Crazy. You let Geechee Gotti sung you and your whole motherfucking crew on stage. And there was nothing y'all can rep all the shit you want to, but that's your ancestors' home. Far as gang shit, your ancestors' home, and you're not gonna be coming up there talking about I'm from neighborhood, bitch, nigga. You not. You from some nigga that left this motherfucking city and went over to the East Coast and did this shit.
Talk that stand on your own
Y'all don't go by LA rules.
went
That's
to
what y'all need
jail.
to be doing as far as gang shit. There's rules and regulations.
Yes, sir.
And they don't give a fuck what you do as long as if you on some weirdo shit like wearing the red rag in the wrong pocket or the blue rag in the wrong pocket, y'all gonna get they gonna run through your pockets and you're
Or
not
the
gonna
wrong
like it.
stance, using the wrong hand sign on the wrong hand.
Right. These niggas not playing with y'all. Y'all
Man,
not doing it right. Y'all that's not repping. That's not repping anything. That y'all imitators. And y'all can't even
Wayne,
get it right.
Wayne, what did I
no,
say the last time we had B Dot on the show? I said the reason why I stopped banging blood is because number one, I've never stepped foot over and watched. Why am I banging for a place that I've never even been?
Right.
Can I say something?
I was like, I really I went to one of my big homies who was from Cali, who was BHB. I said, why am I doing this? I've never been over there. Why? I was like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I was like, I need to know what I'm getting myself into something for.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
see,
if I don't
this
even
is
know the history, then it don't even seem right. That's disrespectful to the people that actually is over there. And that's
right.
how I viewed it.
But if you game banging in a different city, cool, right? But if you got these LA game sets like Nutty Block and 60s and 40s,
Mm-hmm.
you're not from there. So yeah, it's a blank disrespect, especially if you
thank,
don't follow code.
Yeah.
thank
Yep. Because you know what? It's this simple. My OG was a
you.
rolling 30 out of Denver, right? When
They
he
will be
came down to Dallas and established a Trey gangster set. When he came down here and he went back to prison, a lot of his niggas that was rolling 30 was still trying to get him to rep rolling 30s.
Mm-hmm.
No, nigga, I put down a Trey gangster Crip set in Dallas. That's what the fuck I am now, right? You're going to get respect in the land for standing where you're at, not for claiming them niggas.
Right.
Right.
And that's kind of
Point
similar
blank.
to when the guy did the interview with Double XL years ago. And I can't remember the guy's name. It was an interview they did with Double XL. And it was like he was responding to True Life because True Life was like, why is Jim Jones repping Blood? Blood is a Cali thing. And dude was like, well, technically, Jim Jones is repping 9 Trey. He was like, that's an East Coast set. He was like, that's nothing over here. So I do get that point. But when I was doing my bounty hunter thing, bounty hunter bloods came from Watts. So I was like, yo, I can't rep something I've never set foot over there. So
Right.
I was like, I'm good. I'm out.
That's the right choice too, Ray, because ultimately what it is, like I got niggas that was Trey Deuce posse that's in Denver, right? They was Crips, right? These are niggas that I know and did work with, but now they not Crips no more. They carry gray rags.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So it has never been about what color as much as it is holding down the fucking block that you're on. That's where it all came from in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Community resistance in progress or revolution in progress. We was trying to keep police and other white gangs from coming into our neighborhoods and fucking with us.
Right.
That's okay. That's what I'm about to say to Mr. Dan 73 or 730. Okay.
All right, let me get out here. Salute to all of y'all, man.
All right, cuz
Take it easy, bro.
All right, cut.
Thanks for pulling up. Let me explain. When you don't understand the gang culture, I mean, here's the thing. In California, gang culture, they don't call themselves gang members. If you're new to this channel, again, we have a network that we stream on several different YouTube platforms. On the Breakdown platform, we have several gang culture shows. They don't call themselves gang members. They call themselves organization members, just as well as you have the Boys in Blue, who they are an organization. You have the Masons. You have so many different organizations. Black Panthers was an organization that I understand the violence that came from gang culture, but you got to understand the premise of what it was in the Mecca was, as EJ said, to protect our neighborhoods, to protect the white man from coming in here trying to basically take over and take what the little that we had to keep our neighborhood safe from these crooked ass police who was coming, taking young Black men, instead of taking them downtown and booking them, running in their houses and doing different shit, trying to set them up. They would take them over to East LA where the cholos are, and some of these motherfuckers never came home. You got to understand what the culture is there. I'm not saying again, I'm from the Bay Area. We don't bang. We do have neighborhoods though. But at the same time, the premise of what they do, they just put a color on it.
Mm-hmm. That's all it is. And you know what? I spoke to someone about it because a lot of times people don't understand the processes of things that are going on. Like on a very low level, if you take a young culture that does not have any discipline, any father figures, right? And the first institution of any type of discipline is actually just maybe gang culture. They've never had anybody to really love them, to protect them, to show them any way, to show them how to survive, right? And on a low level, that teaches some young people principles, right?
Yeah.
Some of these people that have no principles end up getting them from a gang culture, right?
Yeah.
And then even from that, people like your Snoop Doggy Dogs and people who even go to progress further are taking those principles and they still build on them. You know what I'm saying? When people talk about the 5 and the 6, it's a reason why it's a 5 and a 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, EJ. How you don't know they don't do that no more?
And he's wrong. They do that.
You're very wrong. You're very wrong. Not for nothing. We talk about, you know, the star power of Geechee or whatever. That man just showed you right there that he's above it all. This man, these guys are born just as well as you're born into the mafia, you're born into different things. They are born into this. This is what they know. This is all they know. They go through what they go through. And by the time they're 18, 19, 20 years old, they ain't even supposed to be on the set no more. They go through what they go through to elevate. This is what an OG is for.
Talk heavy.
Being an OG, he is being a product of what the original cloth came from. So you can't say that that's not what they do. We got niggas that commit crimes every day that don't gangbang.
Talk.
Here's the thing. When people scream that it's irrelevant, or they don't do something now, it's because it's not like in your face how it was in the 90s. But hold on. No. Let me finish my point.
Wait. Go ahead.
Because for some reason, it's like if you're not seeing it, that don't mean it's not happening. Like Will Smith had that quote of, you know, police brutality always happened. It's just now being filmed. So it's like we're seeing it more. Like it's always been happening. We just never seen it. So when people say that, to me, it's kind of an ignorant and blanket statement because it's like, okay, well, I'm not seeing it, so that means it's irrelevant. No, it's very much still relevant, and it's very much still going on, and it's very much still active. But go ahead.
Let me say something real quick, Wayne, because people always want to take items and they try to weaponize them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that, they still talk poison, right? So
right
when it comes to we'll just take religion, right? No matter how you feel about Christianity, Islam, whatever it is that you happen to have a faith, right. There are people within those faiths that take those faiths and steer them a particular way for their own gain, right? When you talk about Crip sets and blood sets, what you had was J. Edgar Hoover and the CIA and the Feds steer them in a way to dismantle them, right? Also, what you had was these same neighborhoods where they were promised, hey, come move here. And when you move here, we're going to give you all this government assistance and what have you. They didn't realize when they moved to Chicago that they were going to be moving into projects, right? So they moved into Chicago and end up staying in a project with 5 buildings, 20 floors each. You see what I'm saying? All huddled right together on within like 4 blocks, right? And everybody's scrambling for money. You got a poverty situation, right? Same thing in LA. You have a poverty situation to where people who were once protecting the neighborhoods are now going out and trying to make money so they can eat. I tell people all the time, people who have money steal to keep it, and people who don't steal to eat. Some people steal to keep, some people steal to eat. So what that means is you're still stealing. So don't try to justify or don't try to look down on somebody who's stealing to eat when you're trying to steal by keeping your tax money or not paying your taxes or having this slush account where you don't pay money for this or what have you, or putting your business in your wife's name so you can have a minority business. All that shit is still cheating, stealing, and lying. You feel what I'm saying? So when you look at a structure of something that's broken, it's easy to look at it now that it's broken and be like, oh, that's not what they're doing. And all that is happening is this, when what it was originally created for is not the purpose that it is now. Or a lot of it has gotten away from it. And what you see is you see what people want you to see. You won't see Crips and Bloods who get together and have peace rallies, who give food in the communities, who help widows, who help mothers. You won't see that on TV because it doesn't help fit a narrative. What you will see is when they shoot up a neighborhood or they're beefing about something that's really irrelevant to the whole world. That's what you will see.
And at the end of the day, you can't speak to something if you never lived it. You
That's
cannot.
true too. That's true too.
When we were younger, what EJ is talking about, a lot of those people that moved there, yes, they were promised a better life. My grandmother had 13 children. The younger children, after my grandmother died, went to Seattle. The older ones migrated to LA. My oldest aunt is friends with Brandy's mother. She raised, or practically raised, Snoop and Yo-Yo. I bring those points up because Snoop is not originally from California. He's from where they're from, Mississippi area. I say that to say a lot of those people migrated over to the West because of jobs and different things, and they thought that they were having it would be a better life. But they ended up being able to only afford areas that were more Black areas or whatnot. So yes, that's where they were products of their environment. But again, us as Black people, when we talk about poison, they're still speaking poison. Us as Black people are poisoned.
See, here's the thing.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Or it's for you not to. Because even when I'm gonna take it over to Northern California, when they dismantled, my mother was a Black Panther. When they dismantled the Black Panther Party, just as well as you have violence there, you don't have gang violence, but you have neighborhood violence. You have East Oakland, West Oakland, you got the North. Okay. At the end of the day, you still have these people trying to climb out of a bucket to somewhere in life. People still kill to live. It ain't right. Trust, it ain't right. I'm a Black woman in America raising 2 daughters. But at the same time, when people are a product of their environment, you can't put a color on it and just say that it's their problem. Now, the fact that culture has gone over the world, it's not even in the nation, over the world. The younger generation does not abide by the law and the book of businesses that they originally came from. So unfortunately, you can't micromanage everybody again, our gang culture show where we had B-Dot on and we had Jack Boy on. Jack Boy spoke about some things that he knew nothing about, not understanding that Cali is really a conscious state. We're very conscious. We're very pro-choice. Black, white, Asian, it don't matter. You still have your racism everywhere. I say that to say there still are a lot of moral-based people that are from that gang life that do try to do better. You have Nipsey Hussle that tried to do better. You see what I'm saying? You have a long-standing truth that is still in effect, but unfortunately, you will still have violence. So I can't really say, I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that, Mr. Dan. I mean, I understand what we see on TV, but at the same time, my uncles, my cousins that grew up in life, at one point they couldn't even, I had cousins that were Bloods, I had cousins that were Crips, but it was, depending on who you were, depending on your authorities, you could go see your relatives, but at the same time, that was forbidden. You know what I mean? But what they do today and what they did yesterday is completely different. It's completely different. So I'm not saying that everybody is going to do the right things, but I feel like I feel like social standards today corrupts a lot of the black youth's minds. The mothers are getting younger, the fathers are getting younger, and they are straying away from the teachings. I come from a takes a village to raise a child. Back in the day, it was the same type of mantra. We don't have that today. So I feel like that has more to do with it than a gang culture. Than any. I really, really feel that way. So, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but you got to know that life to really speak on what is negative and positive. Because I can't say that like EJ said, at the end of the day, this is some of the gangs have been some of these kids' family when they didn't have family.
I don't know if any of these people have ever been to Chicago or lived in Chicago, but when I see Easy the Block Captain's name, I don't know what they think. I don't know if they think drugs, but I think of the block captains that they have in Chicago that make sure that their block is neat and clean. Ain't nobody gonna sell drugs on it and all that and what have you. That's immediately what I think about, right? And so that comes down to a neighborhood and an address, which is what I addressed before. You're not gonna get any love in the land for representing shit that they hold down themselves. You see what I'm saying? That's why 64 Ferguson and Wood Meadow, where I lived at and held down, is what I get respect for, even though it's Crip. You see what I'm saying? It could have been whatever said it wanted. It could have been whatever gang it wanted to be, but I'm ultimately holding down where I was with the guys that I was with. You feel what I'm saying? And so it always comes down to a neighborhood, right? Even when I was in the military, I wanted to be in the best squad, in the best platoon, in the best company, in the best battalion, in the whole fucking military, right? Even when where I live, I want to be in the best place, you know, as far as what I can contribute to in order to make this better, right? If that means I got to get out here and protect young women who walking down my block going to the bus stop with a gun, that's what that meant. You know what I'm saying? If it meant I needed to go talk to who we thought was a neighborhood predator and get him off our block, that's what it meant. If it meant we had to go talk to a drug dealer and tell him, hey, you wasn't finna go do this, that's what it meant. You know what I mean? But it was always about the neighborhood and the expansion of that. If you get a couple of blocks that's good together, then you keep working on that. Each one teach one, you build off of that. So that's what I thought about when I thought about a block captain. And that's what I thought about whenever it came to what people want to call gang life and gang culture. Because just like I talked about Tradu's posse, who started as Crips and now they have a gray flag. Those are still my niggas, no matter what flag or color they hold. You know what I'm saying? Niggas can call it set tripping, but them the niggas that I did it with. Now, I tell niggas all the time, I'm so old now that niggas in gang culture have beef with, you know, like the OGs don't have beef with each other, but these young niggas is beefing with each other now. Like they beefs ain't even my beefs anymore type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like we were saying, you have to graduate to a point. I was telling her on the phone, I'm older than most of the people that are in the culture. So when I come out here, I'm Uncle EJ. I don't try to be on their peer level or peer group. I don't try to do the things that they do because I want to show them it's a level of progression. Even though if I claim my affiliation, I'm still trying to show you where it levels up to. I'm not trying to show you how I got here.
Right. And one thing I wanted to touch on, because he was talking about it's all poison, and I mean they're all talking poison. Where are they and all of that? You got to also understand everything that we're telling you. It can be everything that we're speaking on. It has positive aspects or whatever. It gave positive outlooks to a lot of people. The problem is nowadays we worry too much about what the TV and the news is telling us. So it's going to always look negative in the eyes of everybody. It's going to always be explained in the negative eye of everybody. You know, it's not, look, me watching Fox News is somebody trying to recite Kendrick Lamar bars, but they don't understand what the fuck they saying. And then they saying, oh, I just don't get it. It's because they don't want to get it. But they want to look at it as you basically saying a bunch of nothing. But if you actually look at it, rap use way more words than any other genre of music that exists. Use way more words.
Good point.
But the problem is people get so infatuated with what's going on TV. And if they see it on TV and it's portraying something negative, but then you saying, where are all of them? Most of the successful ones that was able to say, this is where I came from and this is where I'm at, have became CEOs, have turned around and tried to turn their stuff into something positive and brands. Look at what Geechee Gotti is doing since he got this star power. He's been doing any and everything he possibly can to turn this into a brand. He's been doing any and everything possible to sit up here, even though let's get past the battle rapping. What is it exactly he doing? He started his own league for what? To get whoever else off the streets and go ahead and do whatever they need to do to stay out of trouble. Go ahead.
Hold on. No. I just want to expound on that. He didn't start it. He cultivated it. Speaking of, again, the gang culture, shout out to LA Battleground. Two Latino brothers started that. That's where you had West Coast Dread and Danny Myers, for some of y'all that need a reference. LA Battlegrounds was the place where everybody could come together and get guys off the street, giving them something else. I know on the East Coast, a lot of them have boxing and different stuff that they can do. A lot of these guys brought these guys off the streets and brought them there to battle. This is where Geechee was found. Geechee said, let me pay back. Let me pay it forward. The Riot was up and coming. You got a few leagues out there, but the Riot was the up and coming league at the time. And he cultivated that and brought that into fruition. So if that ain't a rags to riches type story, I don't really know what that is. That's a testament of what a real OG is supposed to do. If you honestly don't think that this young guy is not being looked at by his counterparts or by these younger guys as, damn, even if they cannot rap or whatever, they can come in there, they can learn production, they can do all kind of, you know what I mean? They can
everything.
Everything. Shout out to Grind doing it too.
Everything.
Okay, stay up, because I was reading what he was saying. I left his comment up there. He was mistaken identity. They had a gang war out there. You know what I mean? Some of these guys, you are unfortunately you are a product of your environment, and guess what? They don't have nothing else. They don't have nothing else. They really don't, and it's sad. It's really sad. But and he's a battle rapper. You see what I'm saying? So he's trying to do something constructive with his time. So and probably what we see on the news, like you said, Ray, a lot of this shit is on the news. A lot of this shit is on YouTube. You see a lot of different people. You hear about the gang wars. You hear about different things, but that might just be one. That is one piece of the spectrum of what really is on out there to make us believe something that's not really happening, where there's more good happening than there is bad. I'm just saying.
You know what? Right. I mean, when it comes to, people have to understand, when it comes to things like that, you have to check the background of where the information comes from, right? So when you're talking about, just say like you go in a store, right? You see a substandard product, like just say it's what was the little spinning things that they had? The
spinners?
Whatever they call the spinners, right? And you're looking at it, you're like, it's a bunch of trash.
Oh, you talking about the fidget spinners?
Fidget spinners. You're looking at it as a bunch of trash. Somebody selling them for $10 a piece, and you're like, damn, this is a bunch of trash. But you realize that somebody's able to make these things for like 15 cents and put them out, and boom, that way they're selling a bunch of product. It's going to be gone easy, right? The same thing happens when it comes to information that's delivered on the news. The stuff that is violent, that's murder, is the stuff that attracts ratings and attention. So they talk about that stuff. That's why it's out there in the forefront. But the good stuff about the lady who got saved from, by the guy, none of that stuff makes it to the very end, and you get about 20 seconds of that. But all the rest of it is just a bunch of negative stuff. So when you allow on the major news markets in order to get all of your news, everything is going to look crazy. You're going to get programmed. You're going to think black people ain't shit. You're going to think Latinos ain't shit. You're going to think white corporate America is the best thing ever. And depending on which news circuits, you're going to be extremely Republican or extremely liberal. You know what I'm saying? But it's all programming. People have to understand, even the little word, when they say watching program television, they're trying to direct you to a narrative and an angle most times.
Yeah. And then to me, I think this is where it gets even more spookier, is because now we live in a digital age, like how all of us are in different areas right now. We're talking to each other. We're living in an age where if somebody says this kind of thing, dude, it's nothing for you to take a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes and Google it. Get the information yourself and try to understand what it is that they're saying and dig deeper for yourself. But now people don't even want to do that. If it does not fit on, look, I've said this on this show. I've said it on my old podcast. I've said it the wing over the phone. Today we're living in a microwave society. If it does not fit on the side of on the size of a meme, if it does not fit where somebody can hurry up and read it, that's like the Jada Pinkett headline everybody was mad about when she was like, it's hard to maintain a good sex life with her husband. Everybody was dragging Jada Pinkett. It was one girl that said on the Shade Room website, did y'all listen to the full interview? Because all of y'all is dragging this woman, and I bet none of y'all listened to the full interview. When you go back to the full interview, Jada Pinkett actually broke down what she was saying. She wasn't dissing Will when she said what she said, but because people only saw the headline. Same thing with Tretch said in the Beef DVD. When Vibe put out the magazine after Biggie died, and the headlines read East Coast versus West. Tretch said niggas in the hood ain't articles. All they saw was East versus West. Oh, it's on. So that's the thing. People don't even at the click of a dime right now, people don't even want to do research to find out what it is that they're upset about. They just see, oh, somebody said something, I don't like it, I'm mad at that person now. Let's hurry up and cancel them. Or this person is doing this, is negative. Let's get rid of them. Let's cancel them. It's just, it's dumbing us down. It's dumbing us down. But go ahead, Wayne.
A scenario, and we're gonna get back to battle rap. Shout out to you, Mr. Dan 730. Like he said, he's not disagreeing. But again, wherever your perspective comes from, I think, at the end of the day, definitely, probably get a little bit more knowledge if you're not from there, get a little bit more knowledge about that. But I'm gonna be real quick. Danny is funny now because Danny actually had said something in regard to the Bay Area. And she was saying how I'm not going to San Francisco. This is that. She probably about to laugh. I mean, she drugged the Bay Area. And I'm sitting here like, bruh, excuse me? Yes, I got on my Warriors today. Excuse me? But we arguing on the phone back and forth. I had to go on my Facebook page. I had to tag. I said, so Danny, if I tag my cousins and they let you know, because they're in the area that you're talking about. And Danny was like, well, I know what I read. I'm going to send you the article. Where she was looking at, it was Skid Row. It's the literal Skid Row for San Francisco. You got to understand how big San Francisco and the Bay Area is for real. You had this reporter that was on site basically making a big stink about basically people in poverty and stuff that they're going through, drug addicts, this, and that, and other. Now, I'm not going to say that with Corona and the hype that it's been in, if you robbing Peter to pay Paul and you don't have support, you damn right you can end up out there with these people or in shelters or whatever. Any big city is going to have an influx. Then you got the veterans. You got a lot of people that were already there. You see what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that was already there. And unfortunately, if this person was going to do the article, she should have directed the article about the help that we need from our local government and our federal government, instead of trying to put all this money into this fucking vaccine. Go right outside your door. Because where she was talking about, right around the corner, our business. See, San Francisco, the island, everything is kind of on top of each other. You can have, they were downtown. They were downtown San Francisco. But they're on the outskirts and back streets, Fillmore. I think they was in Fillmore, I think they were in Fillmore, but I'm not really sure. But you can come outside of a corporate office and see Skid Row right around the corner. It's just everything's there. You can drive down 3rd Street and right outside of the business district, you have districts there. Right outside the business district, you got the fish market, you got all this different stuff. Little Chinatown was big Chinatown. Fisherman's Wharf. You're gonna see homeless people downtown. You're gonna see them.
Playing. If anybody's ever been to California, where was I at? In Buena Vista, right? And then we even went into LA to go to the classes that I was going to. I saw more homeless white people I ever seen in my whole life. In LA, I was like, wait a minute, dude is sleep right here on the bus stop.
People don't understand the cost of living in the city. This we call San Francisco the city. In the city alone is anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000 for a studio apartment.
So that's like 500 square feet, or like
you can do house ones, or you can do the little matchboxes. But if you family, there's restraints on that. Seattle, which is, I mean, it's really the same way. These are plentiful states. Washington, these are plentiful states, plentiful cities. The homeless rate has risen, but she directed her attention to Skid Row, where San Francisco is beautiful. Out by Candlestick Park, you got houses. Over by the airport, you got houses. And like I told Danny, you got San Francisco, you got Daly City, you got Fremont, you got so many different places comprised into San Francisco. It's huge. Same thing with LA. You have the county of LA, opposed to downtown Hollywood. You got all the things and different, like, you can turn a corner and you might be somewhere where you don't need to be. Same with same with New York. You got the boroughs. You know what I mean? There were certain places. We were in the Bronx where I thought Ange was like, Wayne, don't walk over there. That's the hood. What? Okay. You know what I mean? I didn't really know, but right over here in the Bronx was real nice. I mean, you can definitely tell the difference. You know, everybody can tell when you enter in the hood from. You always have the hood outside of the rich areas. I don't know why that is, but you always have the hoods. But Danny was like, I'm never going. Then I said, girl, let me show you some pictures. My cousins came on the post and was like, no, we're fine over here. Everything is peachy. You know what I mean? But again, to try and live comfortably, you don't live in the city. You live on the outskirts. You live in Pinole. You live in Benicia, Antioch, Desto, all the way back to the East Bay to Sacramento. You don't do that. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, in LA, it's the same way. San Diego is the same way. Don't nobody live in San Diego City. We live out in Chula Vista, over close to Mexico, La Mesa, Spring Valley. We don't live in the city. We live on the outskirts. Atlanta is the same way. You're damn right. It's the same way. So, I mean, you have homelessness everywhere. You have people that have succumbed to their circumstances more so now than ever. So, you know, like I said, yeah, the media is definitely going to get it, just like battle rap media. We're going to give you the before we give you the positive, because that's what fucking sells and that keeps y'all's attention. It ain't no different.
It's not any different.
That's why Piper Boy, shout out to him. He was done giving stock advice. He was like, because he was like, my stock advice, he was like, I get
400 views.
He was like, maybe 400, 5,000 views. He said, but if I put such and such got punched in the eye, he said that the numbers go run up on that mud. I get 40, 30,000. And the funny thing is, this was right before the Nunu situation happened. He had put out a video talking about stocks, and he was like, man, we go see how many numbers this thing do. And he was like, but I guarantee you, if something happened, he was like, the next video I do, y'all go run the numbers up. And sure enough, within 48 hours, that Nunu shit went up. And you can look at the clear difference. The Nunu thing did like 40,000. His stock tips did like maybe 5,000.
Right. We're talking about the human condition. You know what I mean? And it's hard to fight against the human condition. While you're going down the traffic every day, you're driving down the highway, no one pays attention or marvels at the fact that there are cars just going in and out and the little thing that we look like little ants or whatever. But when one of them has a wreck, you slow the fuck down.
You slows down because everybody want to see the car wreck. Everybody want to see what's going on.
Now it's amazing. Like, damn.
Me so mad, Jesus. That makes me so mad. Fucking up traffic. But
real quick though, somebody had,
even if you walk past, just say you're walking through a crowd and you hear a conversation, it's just like, okay, honey, daddy's gonna get you something. You don't pay attention to it. But if you hear somebody screaming on their baby daddy, you immediately like, damn, the fuck going on over there?
Right.
Human condition is saying drama is going to come first. Like the squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's what grandma used to say. So when you hear it, you're gonna pay attention to it. And then when I capture attention, that's what Uncle EJ is gonna try to do. I'm trying to drop you a little nugget in there. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all, if I just say, hey, I got gems for y'all, nobody's coming to pay attention to that shit.
It's this dude that I follow on Instagram. Oh, quick 2 points. It's this dude I follow on Instagram. But like he always be like trying to he always be dropping knowledge. But the way that he used to drop knowledge, he will post like a picture of a chick with a fat ass and then be like, now that I have your attention, and then start dropping the knowledge. Like, so you're 100% right. But somebody did mention in the comments that Alpo was gunned down yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy. But back to battle rap.
They gave Alpo about 6 seconds. Alpo was gunned down yesterday. All right, back to battle rap.
Cause man, like,
wait a minute, real quick, Ray. All I know, somebody told me, shout out to Smokey NY. That nigga said this makes Tekashi sleep a little bit lighter tonight. It's not gonna be no deep sleep because evidently people are not getting the pass that people think they get, and they just waiting for stuff to kind of quiet down.
Listen, that's what I was about to say. The reality of it is that's some real shit right there. And that's the point that I wanted to try to say delicately, especially in battle rap. The realization of you thinking that you free out here, and I ain't gonna say no names for nobody because it's a lot of bullshit that done happened in battle. Okay. Violating folks and talking, doing different things. Do you not understand that karma is stanky, funky ass?
I know who you're talking about. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? We still talk about those codes that they don't address, right?
It's of them out here. When motherfuckers catch you, first off, this internet world, we don't understand that the hip hop police is in battle rap.
Yes.
We don't understand that they are in battle rap. So y'all sit up, I talk that shit, and y'all do different things or whatever. I don't wish no harm on nobody. I wish some of y'all would just shut the fuck up and just do what you do, to be honest. Because you're going to run across that one person that is just sitting back waiting. They just waiting. And at the end of the girl, Bristol, Karma don't miss. Karma punk ass, she got precision shot. She just waiting for the moment, that right moment. And it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may be a month later. He's waiting for the moment. Stop playing with people, y'all.
You want me to get spiritual? You want me to get spiritual wing? See, people don't realize when
wait a minute, like what I tell you about coming over here messing with these people?
People don't realize that when you put yourself in certain situations, you're taking all the rules and parameters of those situations, right? Like, I can't remember who was saying it. If you're a private citizen, you go and vote and do all that stuff, and you don't be engaged in any criminal fuckery, well, you have every right to call the police by anything that you get into it about. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're a person that says, hey, we finna go do licks, we finna go do this, we finna go do that, these things come with codes and statutes that might not necessarily be written down, right? And at the end of the day, you're gonna have to pay for them when you violate those codes, period, point blank. I'm not wishing anybody ill, but that's just the way the streets have a way of paying what they need to pay, period, point blank, negative or energy, negative or positive.
Quiver. And mate, I love quiver. That word quiver. Yes.
She pulled out the arrow word. I like them synonyms and homonyms. But when I'm sending them in, come on now.
But again, and this goes also to people being able to be. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say it this way: if you're not able to say this stuff that you're saying on the internet, if you're not able to say that stuff in person, chances are you probably should shut up. But the problem is they turn on this camera, they start throwing, like, Like I remember when Tay Rock was doing the SMD thing real tough, and we was on the show talking about that. And I said, "Yo, I'm from the era. You tell another grown man SMD, it's a fight. Ain't no. Oh, we selling tickets. It's a fight behind that because it's like, bro, you trying to go somewhere with it. So I was like that. If I was like, I've never said that to another man. First of all, because I know it's a fight that come with that.
Let me tell you.
But I also said, hey, don't ever say it to me. Because if you can say it to me at of a distance of the internet, please, I need you to say this to my face. And understand, after you say it, what comes after that is going to come after that.
Mm-hmm. People don't understand that what makes them weirdos is not the fact, people are quirky. They do what they do, right? Now, don't take me to extremes, but I'm just saying the reason that makes y'all weird is because y'all say stuff behind the camera that y'all wouldn't say to people in person. And I never try to carry that energy. Like there's some things that when you're in arm's length of a grown man, you don't say to a grown man. You don't just up and call a grown man bitches and hoes and all that stuff to their face, even when you're having an argument, because in the midst of that argument, that means that you're ready to fight. Right. So I don't say things on the internet that means I'm ready to fight with somebody that's on camera that I've never physically even met before. Like I would be stupid as hell, and where I come from, to be in an argument with Ray and tell Ray to invite him to the Frank stand and call him all type of bitches and hoes and all that stuff. And Ray can't get nowhere and touch me and call me on none of that shit.
Right.
That's just where we carry.
This is why I try to keep a calm, cool head, because as I've said, I ain't right up here, and I have no fear but God.
This ain't even really just, not to cut you off, but this ain't really just the battle. This is even the weirdos in media. Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let me tell you, shout out to Clean Paper, because Clean Paper, you brought up Tay Rock. So I was speaking about that. I watched a live that he was on, and he wasn't even talking about guns and all of that. He was just like, look, me and that man got to have a fade. And if I win, he win. It don't matter. It'll be a fade and we'll be done with it and over. You know what I mean? He ain't looking at it as, I'm going to beat your ass. He looking at it as, we just got to have that fade, my nigga, because this some shit that you said that you got to stand on.
That's right.
Where you got to stand on that. And, because we ain't never had no problems nowhere else, but you decide that you want to say this and that and the third today. All right. And that's my thing. I understand that. Stop playing in my face. You hide behind cameras and you playing in my face. I'm not a man, but my father taught me to be a protector, and the pride of him and how I was raised is what I stand on. So I felt that in the sense of if my father was still living, my nigga, Lord G, I could only imagine. He slapped up niggas for less. My daddy been slapping young.
There are just certain rules that we had growing up with. Like here's one. Answer me this, Wing. Could anybody ever come to your house and talk about fighting you and you didn't come outside to fight?
Oh, you had to come outside to fight, and if you fought and lost, you got to fight again.
What?
You got to fight again. You got to fight again. Let me tell you something.
Unwritten like a motherfucker, but it's gonna happen. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Ass had a fight. Check this out. My ass had a fight with this girl when I was in junior high. Now, here's the two spectrums that I had. You had Miss Sophisticated Brenda, and you had, my daddy wasn't a street nigga in terms of in the streets. Knowledge. Stand up man. He wasn't no gangster, but he shoot the shit out of somebody if need be. He did not like white folks. I'm sorry, Scotty, love you to death, and any of my white brothers and sisters that's in the chat. But daddy did not like white people. But again, they're from backwoods Mississippi, backwoods New Orleans, Louisiana. So their mindsets were different. But I remember my ass, it was always at 3:00, meet me in the back of the school. Back of the school, I'm fighting with this girl, two twins. They weren't biologically, they weren't blood relatives, but they were like family members. They chose to jump in the fight. I'm beating the girl, But they chose to jump in the fight because me and the girl fell over. When we fell over, and I still got the scars, or the little, is this side? I think it's this side, the little burn right over my asphalt burn over my eye and on my shoulder. We fall and I slide and they see blood. So the girl actually, she got me because I'm a little hurt. She took my head and she hit my head on the back of one of them Ford trucks that had the little thing, the little knob thing. Oh, yes. But when I'm enraged, I don't feel no pain. It just made me mad because I got hit in the face. So I jump up. I'm bing, bing, bing. I'm good. They jump in and we all fighting her. We beat her to the ground, whatever, whatever. My dad heard about this. My dad, I come home. First thing my dad asked, did you win? I said, well, I mean, I was getting her, but what? I said, well, I was getting her, but then I forgot the girls' names. They jumped in. We in the car. My mother like, Frank, where you taking that girl? We about to go over. Where the girl live? I'm like, that. My mother said, don't you tell him where they live, where that girl live. I'm looking at them like, look, what y'all? Hold on. My daddy said, where she lives. Daddy, she live over around the corner by Winchell's. Y'all don't, if you from Cali, you know what
Donuts.
Yes, she live over by Winchell. My daddy took me to this girl's house. We pull up. My daddy knock on the door. My mother taught us, you don't take the fight to nobody's house. You take the fight to somebody's house. They have free reign on whatever. My daddy didn't give a fuck about that. My daddy said to the lady, you know what? Your daughter got into a to come outside and they need to finish this fair and square. My mom was like, that one was like, if you don't get off my property, I'm calling the police. My mother pull up. My mother trying to talk to the woman or whatever. I ended up not fighting her again. But the point of the matter is that is my father said, you are your brother's keeper and you don't start nothing that you can't finish. Mm-hmm. Period. Understand, a scared motherfucker will kill you first. Don't be out here nothing. And my mother told me, if you don't know how to use your words to get out of a situation, who the fuck are you? Everything ain't got to be a fight. You just got to know how to talk. I was the tallest in all the way to high school. I was athletic. You know, I lifted weights a lot, so I was a lot bigger. A lot of times I didn't have
punking these girls.
I was not punking nobody. I wasn't punking anybody.
Your chocolate milk.
I spoke with the confidence of my father. Don't play no games with me. Understood if it has to be explained. We can do this. I ain't afraid. We got heart. But just understand what's about to happen, period. And a lot of times I did not have to fight. But the moral of the story was, like you said, hell yeah. He didn't play that game. You get into a fight, you better win. That's all I'm going to say. This little boy slapped me. My daddy asked me, what you do? I said, he told me not to say something, and I said it again, and he slapped me. He said, did you beat his ass? I said, Dad, I can't fight a man. Let's go. My daddy took me to go fight the boy. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. That's just the way he was. It did not matter. My dad said, hey, you don't jump in bad in no man's face if you ain't ready for them consequences.
Win, lose, or draw.
But yeah, y'all got to start standing on shit. Y'all sit up here and act like y'all don't know what y'all teachings was when y'all was young. I don't understand why people. I don't know. Like I don't want to.
You went. We assume that these people were taught the right things when they were young, or were taught the way we were taught when we were young, and they aren't necessarily that. You know what I mean? But what all my only point is that even if you're a battle rap media, quote unquote, when you criticize a battler, you can criticize a battler without trying to be personal or trying to be hurtful, because then when you see them and they want to push your teeth back in your throat, you got to get that fade or take what comes with that.
Right.
So that's why a lot of the quote unquote media can't go to events, because they be out here trying to sling dirt for the purpose of getting views, or saying way outlandish shit for the purpose of getting views, but then can't come outside their own front fucking door.
It's nothing to just say somebody, oh, this person lost, and then move on. But when you want to be extra with it, like you said, hey, you show up and then they swing on you, then you know what? You got to stand on what it is that you're saying. True, but I had to keep changing my background, man, because dude was cutting the grass on the front. So I went to my room, then he shifted to the back. I'm like, man, come on, bro.
I ain't even here, bro. So your mic doing his thing.
Some of these media people I cannot respect. And you, like you said, you faking the funk, you can't come outside or whatever, and you be extra. There was, I ain't gonna say no names, but there was somebody who went to an event.
Text it to me.
Then y'all talking about, but I can't respect that because I saw you at the event. And I feel like, why would you take that approach? But he may have had his reasons. I saw how you were there, and I saw how you fronted online. And the caption of a picture that was posted was pretty much him being outside and nothing happens to him. Now, the interesting thing about that is that when he went up to the stage to go and stand on stage, the interesting thing, a lot of people didn't even know that was him. And two dudes that saw that it was him was like, yeah, ain't that nigga? They was ready to plot on him. Dead ass Danny. One of their other homeboys walked up and was like, yeah, that's that nigga. And he looked at him, he was like, bruh, please, fuck that nigga. He corny anyway. And kept it pushing. But the other two, had they not had the humble person, it was so much fun in the event. The vibe was good and everything. Sometimes motherfuckers just really ain't studying you. And that on your shoulder is keeping you out of trouble, what you really fail to realize. But then when you post shit like that, you can't go to another event for another 100 months because you're sure that motherfuckers forget. Don't nobody forget shit. Back to karma.
Facts. Hey, y'all ever seen Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So you remember when Sal kept messing with Robert De Niro about getting his money. They was all at the dinner table. He looked over at Ray and was like, remember that thing we was gonna do? I don't worry about it. Because the vibe was just good. Everybody was just vibing and shit. It was all good. It was great. But still, he thought he was good, right? But then at the end of the night, they still killed that nigga.
listen.
They still killed that nigga.
But we ain't forgot. We gonna kick it. We gonna have a plentiful night.
Yep.
And then we gonna this off on a higher note by deading your ass because you played with me about my money. Facts. I told you I was gonna get this. I let you think that everything's all good, and that's the point right there. JTV, that, you know what, somebody, you may have been the person that said that about the whole Rex thing and the chain. Yeah, in the battle, I kind of wish he would stop saying that because I cannot remember who said that supposedly the guy died years ago.
Well, Rex used to always talk around it, but just say that the guy wasn't here no more. But now lately it's seeming like he's low-key taking ownership of the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's dead, but he died of an illness.
Well, you know, niggas will make it spin a narrative to make it seem away. Because he's not lying if he say, well, the nigga no longer here no more. Okay, well, that's true. Okay. But you're implying that you took care of the nigga. So really, it can't be a conspiracy. He can't even be talking on a conspiracy to commit murder if a motherfucker died from natural causes.
Exactly. But let's spin the block on something. Let's spin the block since we got EJ up here. I got something special. I'm so glad you came.
Oh Lord.
Because I want to get into. So shout out to Norbs. Norbs did a blog the other day about, and this is something that Twerk said in his round about, I'm the reason why you niggas ain't got to deal with Norbs no more with the PG process. Something that, and was like, you're wrong because the Crucible process is horrible. So what are we talking about right now? But not even just that, you know what I mean? The Norbs hate or whatever. Okay, whatever. But I really, while people want to play professional, they really need to learn how to be professional and actually everything ain't for TV. Understand that everything ain't for TV. And to be politically correct, sometimes it's a good way to do things. Keeps you out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Nor blog about the Beasley Nunu situation. And at the time, I was just kind of like, maybe this is just his personal feelings or whatever the case may be. But then to see at this event how it just seems like the coaching of this situation, and I have to use my girl Do, because Do got raked across the fucking coals. Every time Easy back got raked across the fucking coals. And not that Nunu is a battler, but at the same time, when you want the spotlight, a lot of times it's the shit that comes with it. Mm-hmm. The speculation or whatever the case may be. But it seems like we are protecting this situation at all costs. She said something in regard to, well, people got families to Queen's Flip. People got families and this and this and this. And I'm thinking to myself, well, shit, Do got a family too. And not for nothing, do we know what the situation was with her and her dude? After Rex said, we don't know what, she's still here, but we don't know what manifested from that. But to sit here and what's going on? You see I'm on live? Absolutely. But that was just kind of like, wow, we are really policing this thing right now. Not that, I mean, I can't sit here and say that I was looking forward to the slander, but I just paid attention to how that was it was almost like Harry Potter. We don't say that he who shall not be named type of situation. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. Okay, no, she's uncomfortable. She's in fear. Oh, I'm not going up there. You think I'm going on stage? No, I ain't going up there. Like, she was really uncomfortable. She stayed her ass down there the whole time. The situation is the same as okay. It's not the same, but fraternization in any organization is investigated.
To speak to the point that Wing is making, here's what Norbs didn't have that Beasley and Nunu have. At the time that it happened to Norbs, they put Norbs on the out, right? So no battle rappers or anybody would come caping for Norbs because it's not going to gain them anything. They're actually going to lose out to come caping for Norbs, right? In this particular moment, to come out and cape for Beasley gets you in a better position than to come out and speak negatively of the whole situation. Right. For instance, even when we talk about K-Shine, when Norbs did what he did, K-Shine was the first dude coming out, calling him a slime ball, saying he didn't need to be in the culture and none of that. When the situation with Beasley came out, then all of a sudden it was, well, we need to get all the information and all the facts. And I don't think he could do anything like that. But you understand that Beasley is in a position to affect K-Shine and to affect other battlers. That's why they either came out and said something positive about it or didn't say anything negative about it at all. That's why we didn't get as many goddamn Nunu bars as we were supposed to fucking get during that battle. And the only nigga who said them was Geechee because he don't give a fuck. Shout out to Geechee, cuz. Real talk. Real talk. He was the only one that was like, man, y'all know y'all finna get these Beasley and Nunu bars.
But the only reason why she even got the bars from Geechee is because when Geechee tried to come on her live, and she denied him from coming on the live and said, no, you can't come up. This is a safe space. You know, so.
That nigga rebuttal game was crazy in his live when you say it's all what in his bar when you talking about it's only a safe place because I made it that way.
Yeah.
Shout out to the West, nigga. Oh, even when he was battling, who was he battling on the ride when he was like, nigga, we'll close these doors and won't nobody make it out this bitch. What did y'all talking about?
Listen, that bar came after he had already told Lux's man, I'll pretty much beat you the fuck up right now. Like, I'm like,
that nigga said, I'll beat you the fuck up right now, cuz. Oh, no.
God. And you never see Geechee. Geechee is always composed.
Ray, did you see the goddamn tension meter go up when Geechee said that shit?
Shit, shit. When he said he had slapped the shit out of T-Top when they was battling with T-Top, accusing him of being a snitch.
Oh, that
and Geechee rebutted that, but he said it. A lot of people flew over everybody's head because Geechee kind of said it under his breath. But he was, man, I slap you. Call me a snitch again, I'll slap your ass. Like
Jesus, I was like, oh my God, this shit right here.
When O-Red called him a crab after the battle, he pulled O-Red to the side. Like,
you're just not doing that. You're not doing that, bro. You're just not doing that.
That's the slime and crab. We don't. Them is put you down.
You won't even have OG niggas that disrespect other sets like that. If I talk to another nigga, I'll call him blood. Because I know if I call him cuz it's disrespectful.
And I know if I call him a slime, it's disrespectful. If it's a blood nigga, you cannot do that. But when he said, oh, that shit was when I thought he was done, and then he came right back around. I was like, oh my God, you about to get this work, and you gonna love it. You gonna love it. I was like that bald head born kissy line. Oh my God.
When that nigga told Lux, can't nobody call me handsome but my grandma, I knew we was gonna have a great night.
About to be a beautiful situation, and was in his and said it. I was
but here's the thing I would like to say. Though this was a stellar performance from Geechee, Geechee definitely won the battle. People need to understand the purpose of a Mount Rushmore. And what I mean by that is like most of the purpose of Mount Rushmore is like people that did something, the pillars and so on and so forth that came before all of this thing have changed. I was seeing comments because, like, you know, after the battle ended and before the live ended, I had cut, you know, real time back on because when I'm watching the battles, I cut that shit off. I ain't trying to read nobody comments. I'm trying to watch the battles. But I cut the real time comments back on, and I'm seeing all of these people screaming, "We need to remove Lux from Mount Rushmore," and it's like, for what? Like, okay, he lost the battle to Geechee Gotti, but it still doesn't take away from all of the stuff he's done. You know, like what are we really doing? Like, it's like, oh, we need to move him from now. If you want to remove him from your personal top 5 or something like that, like Capology said, like, yo, he's not in my personal top 3 no more, then that's fine. But you can't sit up here and say we need to remove him from, like, because you're trying to diminish his legacy because of the simple fact of the reason of a fight. I mean, of a battle that he lost. You can't diminish. You can't diminish all of the work this man put in leading up to this. You can't diminish the Lions Den, him ushering in Arsenal, Head Ice, K-Shine, and all of the legends that all of y'all love, the Charlie Clipses, the Tay-Rocks. Y'all can't take away that.
Bro, Muhammad Ali lost to Leon Spinks and Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. Y'all stop that shit.
Exactly.
Here's the thing.
Big Trav, hold on. Big Trav, if you have to ask that question, then there's no point for me to answer it. And that's just being honest. When people ask, when did they do to be here or be there? Like, when you have to ask that question of what did a person do to be here or be there, then clearly there's no point to answer the question. Because even if I was to provide you an answer, the answer is not going to be good enough for your standards. So if you don't know the answer to that, then, brother, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, but Mike Tyson may not have been Mount Rushmore, but Muhammad Ali was.
Great. He's considered a heavyweight great. That was my
right.
Of that.
Okay, but going back to EJ's point about, here's my thing. While we gave Mook so much flack about taking easy in 2 weeks prep, I bring that back to why Lux shouldn't have done this in 30. They need to take, this is why I feel like my thing has been, they are at the top of the mountain. You gotta come down and consistently battle these guys in order to keep your place, or at least to get that lyrical workout. Mm-hmm. You feel these killers. That's where they're going to put blood in your mouth. This is where you're going to be able to.
I see what you're doing, Wayne. I see what you're doing, Wayne. I see what you're saying. A-Verb slow. You trying to say A-Verb been out here fighting everybody? Is that what you're trying to say, Wing?
I'm trying to say while we talk about A-Verb been out here fighting everybody. Everybody.
Win, lose, or draw.
Win, draw.
And most of the time out of town.
I feel like at this point in time, I applaud Mook for saying, hey, I need more, regardless of the reasons. I feel like that is the reason why I'm not fully prepared and I ain't doing it. It's not that I can't beat him. We could beat him in 2 weeks, but to get preparedness of and give the most for my brand, respecting my brand. I ain't taking this nigga on 2 weeks prep.
Mook
I need to make
Mook was also it was a smart move because I don't think Mook the way Mook writes, it wouldn't have been good for that crowd.
But you know what? Actually, salute to Lux because he did do it in 30 days and he almost pulled it off. If he would have got through them last 2 rounds clean, we'd be talking about something totally different.
Yeah.
And and if you think about what Verb said before he battled Lux, he told him, you know, you always have a home game. You know what I mean? Come somewhere else and battle. And since Lux has went other places and battled,
he went to Houston. It didn't look good versus Verb. Then he turned around and went to Cali versus Geechee Gotti, and it didn't look good.
Facts. After being in Atlanta on UW.
Hold on. This comment is what I mean. Y'all keep overrating Lux. Lux gave us one great round. This is the thing that I am talking about. We're not just talking about battle rap. We're talking about everything that he's done leading up to where he is at now. Y'all keep going back to, oh, he did this versus Calico, and then he did this versus Hollow. Lux was battling before Calico and Hollow. Why do y'all keep going back to that? And this is the thing that trips me out about most of the comments people make is because y'all only pick one part of history and try to revise or Men in Black everything else like nothing else happened prior to that.
That's like saying Sugar Hill Gang is only good because they made Rappers Delight.
Right.
I will look back at them and be like, oh, that's the only real hit that they made, but you're missing the totality of everything.
Exactly.
Like I was saying before, it's a lot of guys that wouldn't even be rapping if it wasn't for Loaded Lux.
Thank you.
The influence definitely matters. It definitely matters.
You know what I just realized though, because you talked about him doing it in 30 days, and he had the stumbles in the second and the third round. And one of the best things that Lux has put out so far to me, when he just showed his lyrical prowess in the whole 9 yards, was the song that he made, right? The song that he made in response to the New Era.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Song was so fire, but in that regard, you get to edit, put it all together, and make it sound beautiful as a masterpiece. When you get 30 days and it stumbles over, it doesn't come out to be the same masterpiece. You feel what I'm saying?
Does the influence really matter? Yes. You listen.
I would give a lot of props to Mad Skills.
You wouldn't listen. You wouldn't have a Jay-Z or a Nas without the influence of a Rakim or a Big Daddy Kane or a Coogee Rap. You wouldn't have an Eminem without the influence of a Tretch or Redman or all of these other people. You wouldn't see that. That's why influence matters, because you need a cycle. You need a constant cycle of something. You wouldn't have these great writers and directors for movies without some kind of influence. I would not be trying to push for my dream to become a writer and director if I did not sit back and study Quentin Tarantino and all of a sudden start falling in love with how Issa Rae writes and how Ryan Coogler shoots stuff behind the camera. So
and when you
yes,
know, hold on, watch me stop you right quick. Your thing, Ray. With Quentin Tarantino, if you love movies, you also understand how much homage in every movie he pays to other movies that came before his.
Same thing with M. People will kill Eminem, but Eminem will pay homage to every dude. When Eminem was reciting when they did the prank call on LL Cool J on Sirius a couple of years ago, he said, I wanted to play a game with LL. He said, I wanted to spit your bars and you guess the song that I'm spitting from. LL said, okay, let's go. Eminem was spitting LL bars like it was his. And LL was like, damn, dude, you kind of talented. He didn't realize he was talking to Eminem until Eminem said it. Then the video that came out 2 weeks ago with Eminem spitting Ice-T bars, that, yes, influence most definitely matters. It most definitely matters.
You know she got it. She doesn't worry, does she? Spending your cash, dogging. What? Ice-T? God damn it, he gonna make me throw my hat like that.
Listen, because trust and believe, when it's all said and done and Geechee Gotti walks away, it's going to be some people that come up that was influenced by Gotti. It's going to be some people, if Easy keep going the route he going, it's going to be people that's coming up that was influenced by Easy. The same thing with New Jersey Twerk. We see everybody changing up their style right now to sound like he is. He influential now. So trust me, influence really does matter. It really, really does. And the thing is that look at Kobe Bryant. He started walking like Jordan, talking like Jordan, shooting like Jordan. Come on now.
Rest in peace, yes, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ice-T, is he going to be Mount Rushmore?
That's not what we're saying.
But that's the point everybody keeps
and what
missing.
Ray is saying, even if you look at a grandiose, beautiful building, right, the archways and the artwork might be more expensive than the columns and the foundation of that building. But without the columns and the foundation of that building, you don't get beautiful archways and paintings. So without Luxes and Iron Solomons and goddamn Disasters and Ice-T's and Ice Cubes and Steady B's and E40 and Mac Dre, you don't get all of these other people that came after them without these people.
Ice is what, listen, we talking about Mount Rushmore. I would have to break that down for the West, but let's not do that because Ice-T would have been, I mean,
why would Power? I think a Power album is classic.
Sick. I'm not saying Easy haven't influenced nobody yet. I'm saying when these guys walk away, you don't know who might come up from Philly and be like, yo, I started rapping because I seen Easy the Block Captain. Like, you don't know, like we don't know. We don't know. But my thing is how important influence is, how important history is. My thing is this. Here's the thing. The one thing I dislike we do as a community, and I love my Black people. We will talk about and make sure nobody never forgets slavery. But when it comes to any other kind of history, people quickly want to forget it. Oh, that was back in the day, man. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. It was back in the day. We need to move on from that. Don't nobody give a fuck about what Mook and them did. They only battled 5 people. Okay, at that time, it was only 5 people. What did you want them to do? That's just like when somebody was like, somebody had a question like, did y'all feel like Drake did enough while hosting the event? I said, the man worth $200 million. He was standing in the crowd passing out bottles. What more do y'all want that man to do?
And he was passing out cups too. Hell, y'all talking about?
I'm like, what more do y'all want from that man? You can't be mad. You can't be mad at the era of where somebody came into the game at. You can't be mad at that era. You can't be mad at the era of the way somebody came into the game.
Trav,
so if it was only
go ahead. Right now, in this era, Mook, Clips, Geechee, and Verb, I'm not sure. Right now, this era today, if I would put 3 of those on there, I'm just being real. Geechee on there for sure. Verb,
yes,
maybe. Clips, some of Clips' earlier work is much crazier than what he's doing right now. Even though, like, he's just in his groove. Like, he could wake up and battle like it ain't shit. Clips could do that. So.
And the dangerous thing about Clips'
latest work on as far as a Mount Rushmore, I would probably put Rum Nitty up there or Tay Rock.
The dangerous thing about Clips is he has that twerk thing, and what I mean by that is if he takes it serious. If Clips take it serious, he's damn near unbeatable.
But saying
Clips over to Wildin' Out is a big deal from his work till now. That transition over into a battle rapper, although Hitman did it.
I was about to say, so would you have Hitman up there? Or would you have Clips up there?
Well, I don't feel like Hitman has done as much as Clips has, though, as far as the battle rap on.
Yeah, because Clips' run Clips, the Geechee run is similar to the run Clips had when Clips first came back. People forget that Clips did damn near go on a Geechee runs probably a little bit longer now. I think Geechee's probably like on a 3-year run. But when Clips first came back after Averb, after he bodied Averb, Clips was on a hella run.
Oh, he's saying no. If it was created the beginning to
this era.
I mean, if we just speaking on just this era, then yeah, you could throw. I mean, well, if we speaking on just this era, I probably would still put Disaster on Mount Rushmore before I put Geechee.
Well, he was saying if it was created this day, taking everything into account.
Oh, taking everything into account. Then yeah, Geechee most definitely. Yeah,
I still would put Lux up there. I probably wouldn't. Man, I'm not sure. One, because it's subjective who you would have up there in the first place, so it's kind of hard to say who you would take off of it. You know what I'm saying? But I think even at this point, I still would have a Lux up there. I guess I would still have a Mook up there. I would have an Iron Solomon on my list and a Disaster.
But see, the problem is I use that example because that's how fast we are. When it comes to when it comes to just that, we all be like, let's not forget that. But when it comes to rap history, when it comes to anything else, we're quick to say that's the old stuff. We don't care about that.
And not for nothing, I would have to argue Geechee and Disaster, with Disaster having an international influence for battling. Remember the battle?
Oxymoron.
And Oxymoron. Yep, those battles just in general. I don't know. Geechee may have taken he had West Coast Media, Fresh Coast Media, which transcended over into, that's where Avocado comes from, which transcended over into Grind Time West. They were a big forefront to that, and then it turned into King of the Dot. So I like Diz could really put a lot of people in.
Hold on, Wing. Let me take off my hat so I look like Keenan Ivory Wayne is when I say message. Wing just taught y'all some battle rap history. Y'all better pay fucking attention.
You pay fucking attention on the West Coast. West Side, we are a lot more influential than y'all know. Anyway, I don't know. Geechee, I feel like he could be Mount Rushmore, but I don't know. I got to think about that. I gotta do a side by side on paper with that one. But I ain't mad if you put him on there. I just, with Disaster, I feel like Disaster's accomplishments rank a little higher.
Disaster got a 10-minute round versus Geechee's 5 minutes right now.
Right. And yeah.
He just had time to do so much more. You know what I mean? Like, as far as Geechee is like a goddamn rocket, he just came in this shit and just took the fuck off.
If we look at the time it took, but again, the Disasters, the Mooks, the Luxes, they came in, like Ray said, they came in at a time where battle rap wasn't a huge thing. So there wasn't 150 million battle rappers to battle as they have right now. Nobody had statuses right now. They were still fighting for supremacy. You see what I'm saying? For a hierarchy and shit like that. So, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, maybe we'll talk about that on another show. But okay. So let me ask this: Clips and Conceited.
Damn. Damn.
What about Clips and Conceited?
Damn, you talking about either or? I'd have to put either or on there.
Right, put either or.
I'd put Conceited on there first.
I would too.
He's the grandfather of the fucking modern day punchline.
Yeah. See. God damn it! That's some shit right there. That's some shit right there.
He was the first one on Wildin' Out. They stopped the music for that nigga. What are you talking about? Cut the beat. And the nigga's stature is only like 4'7". So to do all this and to be under like 5, but that's fucking crazy. That's amazing. Shout out to Conceited. Damn, I know if he's seen his blog, he was like, how these niggas gonna mention Clips and Hitman? These niggas damn near said Sharon and didn't say my fucking name.
Right. Right. We almost did say Sharon, but yeah. Sharon, I ain't even gonna front. I almost was. Mook Smack Era, Verb Midwest Movement, #1 for 09 to 2011. Clips ran from 2011 to 2015. Killed Midwest Movement. Geechee 2 on his way to 3. Yeah, Champion of the Year. 100K tournament leading to the West, and he has a league that is for right now.
But if y'all do this 2-year, 3-year run shit, y'all better stop acting like K-Shine wasn't just dogging shit from 2018 to 2021.
Yeah, K-Shine had a crazy run.
2018 to 2020.
K-Shine had a crazy run. It was a ridiculous run. The only thing I didn't like about K-Shine run,
this shit versus Pat State. That's the only thing that stopped that nigga's run. That's the only thing.
The only thing that I did not like about that K-Shine run is when him and Geechee Gotti battled, and they was like, this was gonna be the winner for Champion of the Year. And Geechee Gotti ended up winning, but then like 4 months later, everybody went back and watched that battle and was like, yo, we might have got this wrong. K-Shine might have low-key won this battle. And I was like, I hate when people do that. People was like, started spinning the block on K-Shine battles. It was like, yo, K-Shine might have low-key won this battle. And it made me spin the block back on the battle. Like, wait a minute, let me go back. Because I originally had Geechee too. And the battle was a lot closer than when you first watch it, because K-Shine was talking in that mud too. But
I've said Khan never had a run like Clips.
Yeah, that's true. Khan never had a run like Clips, but
we talk about the influence of what he is.
Yeah, to EJ's point, he revolutionized punchline. He revolutionized the punching, you know.
And not for then he transcended from the grind time era to URL.
DVD to URL. Yeah.
According to the old vets, they did do hundreds of battles in the streets. Gotti has done it on screen. Gotti is legendary. I mean, that's true. That's true. I mean, I've told this story, but people don't believe me. That's why I always say, yo, you can confirm this with Bizarre from D12. When Mook came down here and battled 25 Detroit dudes and smoked all of them, all the same day. It's not on film, but Bizarre from D12 was there, approved recipes. It was a lot of people that was there to witness this. And when you got your own Detroit brethren saying, yo, the New York dude came here and he was smoking people boots.
Right, you know what they try to do? They try to do, like, say the position of power forward in basketball, right? Now you got a bunch of stretch forwards like Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, you know what I'm saying? All these guys who can now shoot the three-pointer, right? So if you went back in history and looked at Karl Malone's stats and be like, damn, this nigga didn't never shoot threes. This nigga's trash. You would miss the whole point of the era that he was in, just exactly what the fuck he was doing. You know what I mean? He was one of those guys, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. During that era, they didn't shoot threes like that.
You know what I'm saying? So they like to go back and revisit him and say, well, it's not on camera. But you don't understand the dichotomy of having rounds in your head. And you had to go and battle a nigga, and whoever ran out of the rounds you lost, or if the nigga killed you with the rounds you lost. But you couldn't run out of material.
You know the crazy thing about that is that, like, for instance, with everything you just said, because you're absolutely right. Mook literally in this era stood on a stage and rhymed for 30 minutes straight without choking. Even the top people in battle rap right now that everybody love, even though they're trying to kill Mook's legacy, cannot do even 3 minutes without choking.
Wait, let's go back. I don't want to take, wait a minute. I want us to stand on that point about the battles being off cam. Then and we can credit Mook for that, while we can't credit Danny Myers for that.
Man, Danny Myers told us on the show he'd been battling since '94. Danny probably got over 300 battles if we was to get all the footage. And what's the name? When they did the interview with International P, he got more Mook battles in the tuck. He just not releasing none of the footage from Fight Club.
Let me introduce Understood New York Bias right here, sir. You know, they like to overlook anything that, you know, to them, Florida is south. You know what I'm saying? Never mind that Texas is at the bottom of the goddamn map. You know what I'm saying? And anything Western New York is all West Coast shit. So they don't like to necessarily get a credit that's due on the other side, close to the Pacific, as they do into the Atlantic. You know that every time I have these arguments, you have to point that out. Like, and I'm gonna point out right now, y'all know the West is running this battle rap shit right now. Y'all know that, right?
Oh yeah, the West is most definitely running battle rap right now.
Y'all East Coast boys is getting beat up.
The West is definitely running battle rap right now.
Geechee barked on y'all mans, bro.
He said, but with no footage, they could recycle the same rounds in Detroit, New York, LA, or whatever.
But you didn't know you're pulling up on a block with 20 niggas and have to battle everybody.
Y'all see, here's the thing. Y'all are trying to kill the era. Unfortunately, that was the era. I'm sorry. I know y'all don't like it because everything is on camera now. So people have to come with fresh material because it's on camera now. But that was the era. You can't kill them for the era. This is the same thing EJ just said. They wasn't shooting threes during the 90s in the NBA. So if you're looking at Karl Malone numbers and comparing them to Steph Curry numbers, it's going to look lopsided. But you got to look at how the era was.
And then in that era, you stumble, slip up, nigga, your round over. Fuck is you talking about?
And you couldn't go over 90 because International Pete was like 90. He was cutting them off while they were still ramming.
Or remember King of the Ring, you would just hear the ding, 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 ding. They just cut off your whole as a rap.
Like, fuck the footage. God damn it. That's a fact. I mean, you do have to respect it because not for nothing, that was some shit that where we would be in the back on a beat rapping. When I used to go out and visit my cousin in Delaware, we used to be all over Philly and at the basketball courts and shit like that. Like, that's what I love to do. You go to the basketball games, these niggas behind the bleachers, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they did. So that era, like, when I realized that this is what it was in battle rap, you know, it was like, wow, hold up. I used to be in Philly with my cousin. I hope she owned this live. She probably on the Facebook part. But she'll tell you, like, that shit was just on the street corners, whatever. I don't know if I was in the on the street corners with a young or I didn't know these niggas. I just know I was just like, wow, like it was that you respected it. And like battle they said, like you gotta respect that era. You have to.
Battle rap was,
go ahead.
No, real quick. Battle rap was so important. And this is piggyback off your story. Like you say, you go to a basketball game, they battling behind the bleachers. Every Friday and Saturday, we used to hit this arcade called the Butterfly. That mother used to be jumping. But it was a couple of Saturdays, people was in there battle rapping. They ain't played no games, they ain't shooting no pool. It was a big circle. You was watching dudes battling, period. And you used to rhyme until you ran out of rhymes. So dudes used to come in there remembering 30 different rhymes, 30 different pages of rhymes to make sure they didn't run out of rhymes. So, I mean, again, you know, it's
Ray.
The era was different then.
Ray, I need to address Mr. Charles Granberry III. Mr. Charles Granberry III, even though you can say Geechee's road was harder, that's subjective, right? Because the road that he traveled was fucking paved.
Yep.
Right. If your ass have to go out there with a machete and make a trail for motherfuckers to come through, right? You first came through with the machete, laid the grass down, right? The motherfucker who now gets to come through there and lay rocks on it can't talk because you first laid the goddamn trail, right?
Exactly.
So you can't come, like, even when y'all go through Atlanta, do y'all know that, like, what is that? The come on, EJ, the Trail of Tears runs from Atlanta all the way through like Oklahoma City, right? Well, that trail was just a trail that slave masters took they slaves through to come down that Trail of Tears in order to sell them at auction, right? Mm-hmm. But the grass got laid down, and then they put asphalt on the shit, and then, well, probably dirt first, and then asphalt on the shit, and finally some of it is highway fucking now. But you cannot mistake the fact that first somebody went through that motherfucker, got the trees out the way, hit the grass with the machetes, laid the shit down for Geechee Gotti to walk himself up the battle rap trail, even though it might have been uphill in the snow. You know what I'm saying? The concrete was there though, my guy.
And then
the foundation was yes.
And then to say that he had it harder during that era, you was not getting paid. These dudes was rapping for free to try to get record deals. Now in this era, Most of these dudes don't even want record deals. They say they'd rather be a battle rapper because the top dudes is making $60,000 to $50,000 a battle. So you talk about Geechee Gotti had it harder. Can you imagine doing this for free over and over and over and over, hoping that Puff will look at you to give you a record deal?
Wing and Ray, y'all gotta stop having me on here telling the truth. Go ahead, Wing.
I think the reason he might just being impartial, I think the reason he might be saying that is because of the West. He came out of the West. He had to earn his respect.
That, Ray. Look how she slanted that for the West. Look at her smile. Look at her smile. How she slanted that for the West. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, we gonna take that. We'll take that. Mm-hmm.
No, but look. I'm never glass empty or full. So I'm about to spin the block on that one. Mm-hmm. However, unfortunately, the marketing scheme and narrative that was made was the fact that he's a known gang member who was on gangland. He was believable out of the West to be busting guns because niggas saw him and so that's really, he didn't have it hard. He was really given this situation, and it didn't make it really to sweeten the pot. He had avocado behind him.
That's very true.
And Mr. Charles Granberry III, let's not leave out that the reason why, see, this is where y'all have to understand some things, because I come from Oak Cliff, Texas, and the hustle street mentality is on every level. You know what I'm saying? It's every level, like layers, right? And so when Geechee came into battle rap, what he saw was whether it was 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. Say, cuz these niggas finna pay me for 9 minutes to come up here and get $5,000. So if I need $40,000, y'all do the math. I'm finna go do this 8 times, cuz, and get $40,000. He saw y'all as a lick. You feel what I'm saying?
He most definitely did.
Saw y'all as a lick. So that lick was available to him because of people like the Disasters and the Danny Myers and the other people
and everybody who paved the road. And what did he say to Surf? Oh, they paying Crips? Like he said that in the Surf battle. I'm watching y'all battle rap. Oh, they paying Crips? And he jumped in the battle rap.
Like, wait a minute, that's a lick. Boom.
And the same thing. Even when Mook said it, when Geechee Gotti started to rise. And this goes to Wing's point. When he did the episode of Gangland, Murder Mook said the man is believable because he's really from Compton. He's really from that. And he literally sounds like he just shot somebody before he jumped on stage and started rapping.
Y'all want to know who else from the West who said he was on the hustle from the very word go? The person we were talking about, Ice-T. When this nigga got in there and he was like, wait a minute, they giving checks like this for acting? Nigga, I can't act. He'll be the first to admit that he can't act. But he realized, wait a minute, nigga, this is a lick.
Right.
How many seasons was he on? What was that? What's the show that he was on?
A CSI or NCIS?
Yeah. That motherfucker, he made an acting career. Fact. The hustle man is different. But again, Geechee gave because they saw. And this is where this battle rap, this fashionably gangbanger battle rap mentality came from. It was the new. Remember when y'all was younger and they came out with the series
of 1989 shit.
What you say?
Keep going. No, keep going. I'm agreeing with you. I think I'm getting the rear. I'm close in the years, but keep going.
They came out with the Super Friends and all that different shit, and you was like, "Oh shit!" They came out with Hulk, or they came out with, "Oh shit!" They came out with the He-Man action figure with the back that made his arms move, and you didn't have to make his arms move no more.
Mm-hmm.
And that Geechee is not, because he definitely is who he is. But in battle rap, it made it for niggas that stay at home and ain't been outside off the porch past the mailbox. He was that new action figure. You made it look good. So I want to be him.
Mm-hmm.
And how the brick was laid for him. So he really didn't have it hard. His respect from being from the West, people looked at the West differently. So if anything, he had a really padded cushion, because you had Sonic, you had Shy, you had Dre Vicious. Dre Vicious lived the same life that Geechee do and beat Geechee.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that.
Charles said, so question, do y'all think Gotti could have thrived in the old era because the vets are struggling in the new era? I think Gotti would have did pretty well in the old era, but again, the old era was based on how many rhymes you can remember, and you basically lost the battle when you ran out of rhymes. And if your opponent still had more rhymes to go, you basically lost that battle.
I don't know
the truth though. I'm gonna tell the truth.
I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. He would have been able to. I don't think so.
You know why though? Because they wasn't paying.
Yeah, they wasn't paying.
Right, like you said, he was on gangland. He's doing shit to make money. The battle rap was a lick, so he ain't finna go one around going from block to block battling niggas in LA. you not finna do that.
Yeah,
nah, they don't make no money, cuz.
I mean, and then like battle rap has opened up so many doors. Because I mean, shout out to Emerson Kennedy, who is also a battle rapper, but he is also big into the movies. He started his own production company. Most of these battle rappers have been showing off they acting chops now. Hey, wait, I gotta throw this in there, Wing, before I let you go. Big shout out to Lou Castro on the Halloween special of Gray Area, because Lou Castro can act. Lou Castro can act his butt off. Geechee Gotti was funny on that episode too, but Lou Castro was a natural. Like, shout out to Emerson Kennedy for doing this with these battle rappers, man. This is another revenue stream for these young dudes to stay off the streets, all that other good stuff, man. So they all doing good numbers, man. I love to see it. And
it's dope to even see Emerson receiving the respect that he is getting now. Because when Emerson was with A-Hat, Utah, they was at him back then, and the nigga was nice. He received no respect. He wasn't even from the West. I mean, what do we call Utah? Is that the Midwest, or that's the West? Is that the? He was from up there, over there. Like this awkward little mixed kid that just got no respect, but he was just nice. You looked at him like he was different. You know, he basically definitely looked like, you know, he was a product of his environment with the blue hair. You know, he was an awkward looking kid in battle rap, and all he wanted to do was rap. So I appreciate the fact that the visual is being more respected now than what it was. So yeah, he opened a lot of doors for people to be able to do a lot of things on the West. But like I said, I just don't really feel like he just did that hard to be able to do. So I do know where you're coming from, Charles. Yeah, really, he did the work when he got here. Let's just put it like that. He did the work when he got here, but I feel like this is how the West was won on the back.
But all in all, I'm gonna say this, man. Big salute to the Geechee Gotti. He passed the test with flying colors. He stood in front of the legend Loaded Lux, and he did that. He did that. He stood in front of what many people with Mount Rushmore, what many people consider one of the GOATs, one of the God tiers, all of that. And like A-Verb, Geechee Gotti ascends up to God tier level. So he did it. He passed the test with flying colors. And he did it in his hometown last night. So big shout out to him for that.
What happens if this battle happens this year with Mook? What happens?
Mook will have to demand it being in the small room, and he'll have to clear the room out.
What you mean, the way he demanded for the Tay-Rock battle?
Anyway, yep, that's the only way Mook will have a shot. Because again, we're in a battle rap era where most of the fans is not trying to catch intricate bars. Geechee Gotti literally is punch. Like, this is what I'm saying. You get it. Anybody that's not even a battle rap fan can listen to Geechee Gotti and be like, oh, I got that. Anybody that's listening to Loaded Lux, I don't get what that means. So
y'all got to understand, a haymaker is when everybody in the whole damn room understand what the fuck just happened and they got it.
I don't want to agree. I can't agree with that fully, because the crowd went crazy when Big K said 6 eyes like.
No, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that every time the crowd reacts greatly that it was a haymaker that was said that warrants that. But when there is a haymaker, that rule applies. Everyone has to get it. You know what I'm saying? In order for everybody to go, oh my God, this nigga did just. It has to
Agree.
be like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to get up out of here. I got some other business to take care of. I appreciate
it would have been if he wasn't trying to manipulate COW into CAL. But we're gonna leave that alone.
I love y'all.
Yeah.
I'm about to get up out of here.
All right, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Salute, EJ. Before we go, let me just let y'all know, catch the pay-per-view. 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks. Go to rarebleedent.com. The pay, or excuse me, not the pay-per-view. Let me correct myself. The VOD. As you see, the early bird special, what that say? $19.99. All right. Y'all go cop that pay-per-view and holla at your girl. In 2 weeks, we do have a 2-day event in Comer, Pennsylvania. Sway versus Bill Collector, Rosenberg versus Clone, Dre Dennis versus Coach, J 400 Block versus Mo Mula. I Floss the Boss versus Larry Bull, Craig Lamar versus J Slash, Jay Breed versus Jay Jeans, which is going to be fucking crazy. Y'all, if you're not anywhere on social media following these guys, put their names in the search bar. You will find them. I'm about to put up in a few days their promo flyers so that y'all, if y'all are not following these cats, follow them. Most of their names are their battle rap names, so you can find them on Twitter and Instagram. Again, Jay Breed, Jay Jeans, Payne versus KD, Zay versus Wise, G LaFleur and Cap. That's not one of those per se, but it was inadvertently put on the card. That's day 2. That's going to be on the 13th. On the 12th, it is not on the pay-per-view or on the VOD. But day 2, this is the event that Rosenberg actually put together with one of my battles added on there. I will not say the names because I don't know all of the guys' names. But the main event is Cash Capone versus Brazzi, who actually did a 1SK for RBE. Dizzy Spade also did a 1SK for RBE versus Tom Bomb. And be on the lookout if y'all are not familiar with Sass versus Johnny Getz. Y'all make sure y'all support. These are 2 guys that I am looking at right now for Brick by Brick for 1SKs. I'm sorry. In battle. So go ahead.
Oh, I was about to so yeah, we will be back next week because we'll be doing a prediction for volume 8. Because volume 8 is on the 6th of November, so we'll be back next week to give that prediction. Another great recap show. The Drake event was crazy. Shout out to Drake. He looked like he enjoyed himself. So I enjoyed the event or whatever. Geechee Gotti submitted his legacy more. So,
and not for nothing, bruh. I'm gonna go back to my 8. I'm gonna go back to giving it an 8. Or what did I say? An 8.
Yeah, you said an 8. I had it at a 7.
Bro, they had legendary Don DeMarco.
Yeah, they brought back Don DeMarco for this event.
Why is somebody calling me?
Hey, man, we might as well wrap up the show. They calling you now.
I can't stand niggas. I can't stand black folk. I can't stand black folk. Why is my brother calling me as if you do not see that I'm still on this goddamn show? Y'all horrible. Y'all horrible. Let's get a couple of ladies on RBE.